Hey, sorry for the extended intro that we had there. So, I know my mic is covering this, but take a look. Wow, shirt. Hey, Bobby, hey, Jost. Yeah, I haven't actually set up the link yet. That's what I was typing up, which is why my intro took slightly longer. Hey, Beardage. All right, there we go. Yeah, so there is a question that I have, which is, hang on, how do I do this? There's no way to do this. I was gonna say, is the logo at a position you would expect, or do you want it to be higher? Because I'm not sure how I feel about that. Hey, Shane, Kevin, Wheel this. Smoo. Howdy, 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 everybody. It's all coming together. Yeah, the Botland shirt. Let me see if I can find that. Botland. Actually, wait a second. I should do this. Hang on a second. I don't know if I can open Amazon links normally on stream because I don't know what it shows. Give me one sec. Actually, I could probably just find a picture of me wearing the shirt faster than I can find the shirt. Okay, yeah. So the Botland shirt had the logo, like you can see the sleeves are here and it started above the sleeves. You would expect it to be higher? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know if I should make a different one. Hey, Darkstorm. And just bump up the logo a little bit. Because my wife said this looks good. But I think it should be a tiny bit higher. All right. Hey, Sinistello. I'll write a note. Consider making the Skeleseller shirt have the logo a little bit higher, then buy another one. Item cannot be shipped to your delivery location. That's strange. If you search on Amazon for Skeleseller shirt, does it show up in a way that'll let it ship to you? Because I think I launched it in like 5 different regions or something. Oh, I'm not positive about that. But possibly the link that I shared is what's stopping it from working. Yeah, I really like the logo, definitely. Yeah. Doesn't show up in search, no. Oh, weird. Okay. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Always checked it. What is this about, Wheelvis? Your Godot tutorial has taught me so much. I'm only on video 3. Oh, nice. Great. I'm glad. Yeah. All right. Well, I had a couple of updates. So one is the merch, of course. Oh, yeah. I tried 5 different versions. Well, I didn't buy 5 different versions because I got to pay for them out of pocket. But I tried 5 different versions. And I was like, okay, this one looks the best. But yeah, now what we're going to do is try it, probably raising it a little bit. All right. So yeah. So the other piece of news is this Friday. I mentioned last Friday that there's going to be an interview coming up, and this is what the interview is going to be at. I don't want to do too much more of an intro because I think she wants to share some material on Discord, and I don't want to steer this too much. But I'll talk about it a little bit more when we get closer to the interview. But like I said, that's this Friday. It's at 11 a.m. my time, and as a frame of reference, that means it's 2 hours from now, but on Friday. So we're going to start today how we always start today. How we always start Mondays, I mean, with tenant review. Let's open this up. Just make sure that I actually stay on task and that I am a principled individual. So post-stream to-dos. I think that there's been so much going on that I haven't been able to tackle this stuff yet. I don't think it's a problem yet because I'm still getting back to things. And we're also in launch mode again. Sustainability, this is good. Whoa, I've got notification sounds really loud. Bearded, thanks for the resub. Baby plus 1, that's right, 10 months. The 5/6 one sends me to amazon.co.uk, generic printed T page. Can you take a picture? Make sure to redact any personal information that might be there. Maybe at the upper right there's something, but can I see what that looks like? Because I guess I don't understand how that could have happened. I'm not even logged in anymore. Oh, man. Yeah. After the picture, maybe I can take a look at what's going on there. All right. Bricklaying. I feel like Friday was an example of this going well. I ended up working on a state machine for the guild master, and it was a lot of trudging, but I kept my spirits high enough. And successes. I actually wrote down some successes, I think on Friday. Yeah, all stream days have been great. I've been very productive. The game's coming along. Anything else from the journal? Oh, yeah. I booked another interview. We had the UI and UX session. Yeah, all in all, things have been going really well. Also, I've been thinking about it in terms of how has the last week or two been very different from the prior weeks. And where is the, did I mention Steam? No, I didn't. There's been a lot of different things happening. And as I mentioned, there's another interview booked. There was the UI and UX session. There's the Steam prep that we've been doing, which at some point we should have that online. I haven't actually checked, and I'm guessing I'm going to get emailed about it. No, this is always going to work for me, but this won't necessarily work in incognito mode, right? No, it doesn't work yet. Okay, well, at some point, the Steam page is going to be online. Deep on a refactor. All right. Got to keep your middle name up. But yeah, I hope you have a productive day too. It worked this time as I was recording it. Oh, cool. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what happened there. That's strange. All right, so I've talked about the updates. We added the merch command, right? Does that work? Yeah, and I linked to a document because I wanted to talk about a couple things in here. There is merch. I did the same thing I did with the Botland shirts, which is I set it as cheaply as possible. So I could technically earn $0 off of any shirt sale. But that way, if people do want to buy it and they're like, yeah, well, this isn't really great, I don't like it or something, then hopefully it doesn't feel bad. Like you lost a lot of money or something. But yeah, I'll probably bump the logo up a little bit, and we'll see how that shirt looks. Anyway, we have a lot of work to do. And I left off on Friday without even checking in. Hey, cool shirt. Thanks, Ferret. Welcome back. Thanks for the resub, too. Yeah, there's all this stuff, but I didn't ever finish my... So where I left off, finish my commit. I think we're in good shape to do this. I don't actually remember what we did. And I planned on working on this weekend. It's been very busy. And not a bad kind of busy. Just I just couldn't get to this. Yeah, that's all. Okay. I remember what we did. We made a new state machine that the guildmaster could use, and then we had to make new states and everything too. And in general, I'm happy with how it looked. I just think I was very tired at the end of the stream and didn't get to check it in. Yep. I mean, so far this looks good. Doesn't look like I left a bunch of random code I wanted to delete or clean up. This is good. Yep. One thing I did not check is what happens when you hire an adventurer for the second time. Hang on one second. Hang on a second. Whoops. All right. I'm sorry. I'll be right back in like a minute. Yeah. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. So what I did not check is what happens first time you hire an adventurer, you cannot close this dialogue, but subsequent times that you go to hire an adventurer, you should be able to. What does it say? Oh yeah, send them into battle. I forgot I did that. And now you can't even click this. Oh, it's saying hello there. Okay, we'll need to test this then at some point. make sure that the pay to hire adventurer dialog can only be closed when paying to hire your second adventurer or later. Yeah. Skeller hats when. Thanks for the bits. We could actually make hats. I think I sent a picture of all the different. Let me see if I have this. Because while you might have this, I don't think anyone else would probably know about this or remember if I even shared it. It was like a month ago. Where is this picture? Huh. Ah, here it is. Okay. These are the products that they had that are like super easy to set up. Actually, hats are not one of them. So there's like 9 variations of shirt and then a pop socket, which I don't think people use anymore. I feel like people switch to MagSafe stuff. I guess there are MagSafe pop sockets, but this is probably the adhesive one. iPhone case, Samsung Galaxy case, a tote bag, and a throw pillow. So I feel like the only ones worth doing through Amazon are the shirt variations. And I think maybe one of these other ones could be good, like maybe a zip hoodie or something. Although I guess zipping up directly through a logo is probably not a good idea. Yeah, phone case is nice. Yeah, but it's only for those 2 phones. I guess iPhone is pretty popular, but just the Samsung Galaxy and not just general Android phone. Seems to be an issue that only happens sometimes. Also says it can't sell to your location. Strange. Yeah, I'm looking at this now. Okay, I wonder if it's the link that I shared. Let me try something quickly. I'm gonna try sharing a different link. Do I even have a different link? Amazon merch. Yeah, if there's only a general Android phone. What I mean is that they print shirts on demand. So you could send them like 14 different logos, and if they only ever make one shirt, that'd be okay. But I guess they don't have some like on demand Android case thing where they like 3D print a case. I guess it wouldn't be very good quality. All right, how do I find. Oh, I'm not signed in. Give me a sec. I'm doing something off screen right now. I'm trying to figure out, is there a UK specific link that I need to share with people? Manage. Or did I mess this up? No, yeah, there's .co.uk. What is the link to this? Okay, can you try this link, Shane? I don't, what happens when I go to that link? It shows, yeah, it shows the page as I would expect, I guess. I think this is a problem with Amazon affiliate links, and I don't know how Amazon hasn't done something about this. There's some site, I think it's called Genius, which is what you would expect from Amazon affiliate links. You send someone a link, and if it's not available in their region, it can find a different item or the item in their region. That does work. Okay, man, that sucks. Okay, well then I think I need to include links for all of this, and I don't want to waste everybody's time with this, so I'm just gonna put a couple of these things in there. Man, so dumb. So dumb that I even have to do this. All right, let's see. What do we have here? .com, .couk, .it, .es, .de. What else do we have here? There should be a .jp or something, right? .co.jp and .fr. Okay. So whatever I had as the link already is the .com one. Then dot this is so stupid. Is this gonna work? I'm not signed in again. Oh my god. Yeah, sorry, there's always a lot to do. I don't think this even, yeah, this doesn't even give me an affiliate link sort of thing. What? Yeah, weird. I can't even. Okay, well then I guess this makes it easier because I can just copy paste all of these things. So that's what we're gonna do. Whoops. Oh yeah, you can't do it that way. You gotta do it this way. All right, IT. And I'm gonna need to update this all anyway when I shift the logo upward because it's gonna be a different link. .co.jp. I hope these links work, by the way. If they don't, then I guess too bad. Because and then one more. Yeah. Those are Amazon affiliate links. Actually, they're not even Amazon affiliate links. I think only the first one is. Some of these may be Amazon affiliate links. All right, well, whatever. There, that's it. I am gonna move on from that. Sorry to have wasted everybody's time. This is a casual stream now. I've broken brand. The comlink works, yeah. Yeah, that one definitely worked, and I could test that. I guess the other ones, I just don't get it. It's like Amazon merch is done by Amazon. So you would expect that you could just share one link with people and it would just go to the store that it needs to go to, right? This is all very complicated though, and there's some reason why they can't do that. Music stream today? No. I put a lot of work into the music, but I still have to finish some things up, namely the ending. And that would bring us to about a minute and like 40 seconds. So I spent many, many hours on this. We have a t-shirt today, that's right. What's happening? Okay, let's get back to work. Speaking of getting back to work, by the way, I think I need to put in a little bit of extra time this coming week. So I'm going to see if I can do that. The only thing booked that's not Skeleseller is the interview on Friday. Guessing the other shirts are not yours? Whoa, what? I searched for this back before, like months ago. I didn't find anything. Huh. Very interesting. I wonder what happens when I search for Skeleseller now. YouTube. Why Skeletor gives the best life advice. Sounds reasonable. Look at my shirt is actually showing up. That's pretty cool that that shows up that quickly. So all of my stuff, pretty much. Yeah. And then someone named Stefan Keller. Stefan Keller, the Skeleseller. That is hilarious. And then what about on Google? A whole bunch of YouTube videos. Oh, skeleseller.com. Nice. Yeah. Yeah. So pretty much all my stuff. Okay. Nick Lutzkopf. Hey, Strayers. It's on German Amazon. Okay, good. Good. Cool. Yeah, I was gonna say there's got to be something that lets it work. And Joss, I thought it would just switch to the right Amazon store. I guess it doesn't. Should we add a reference to Skeletor? No, I don't think that's a good idea. You'd have to make it very obliquely. And either way, I don't have a very strong connection to Skeletor. What was that from? Was it from He-Man? Am I gonna sound like an idiot? I probably shouldn't have just guessed. No, it's not from He-Man. What am I thinking of? Who's from He-Man? Isn't there some skeleton thing? No, wait, it is. Oh, it's just. Yeah, it is. It is. It just doesn't say that in the top of the Wikipedia thing. Yeah, He-Man and the Power Sword. Okay. I'm not totally crazy. So beginning state, I should probably write what this is. This is for the beginning of the game when you have to hire your first adventurer. Yep. Start a battle. Hire first adventurer. Yeah, this stuff looks good. Looks good. Yep. Yeah, this is dumb. I gotta fill out the standby state. Fill out the standby state. This shouldn't be there. The rest of this looks good. This also shouldn't be there. And this shouldn't be there. Okay, so let's do one last quick check. Any prints? This is not working. It can't find prints in here? Oh, it's searching only an individual file. I see. Okay. That's okay. Yeah. Find it funny how the diff here shows. Here's how a file looks before it didn't exist. Oh, this is actually helpful though, because otherwise you would think you'd probably be confused. I guess if you did this with the inline diffing. Where is inline diffing? I think I have a shortcut set that's like ridiculous. No, I don't know. What's this button do? Collapse all diffs. Yeah. Well, there's a way to look inline diff. I don't know. Yeah. Well. Okay, so this is adding the Guildmaster state machine, right? Yeah. Convert Guildmaster to state machine. Before this, the logic was getting ridiculous. So this is a great improvement for the code. However, now the Guildmaster doesn't work. Isn't totally implemented yet, though. So at some point, the Guildmaster just prints clicked me instead of showing you the proper dialogues. Yeah. Now let me fix this because I think I messed up the spacing on this. Yeah, I did. Okay. Wait, town is not in here right now. It's not. Do you still get the shaking diff? Oh, probably. I think that happens when some sort of tip tries to come up and then bumps the window and then makes the tip go away and then bumps the window back and then makes it show up again and then ends up in this loop. All right, so this merge thing is not a good idea to have here. Let's go back to this. What am I doing? There we go. And link to this. Random using in the middle of the commit message. Oh, really? Oh, yeah. What is that doing there? Thanks for noticing, Matt. Gift Astraeus. There. Okay. Fill out the standby state. Yeah, let's go do that. So what is the standby state? You're allowed to hire adventurers and you're allowed to level them up. I actually had an idea over the weekend. So currently you level up all adventurers at once by spending some money. What if you leveled up individual adventurers by spending some money? So in the sort of default that a lot of people consider, excuse me, for RPGs is you battle to get experience, and when you get enough, you level up. So if you didn't know anything else about a game and you were just like, oh, there's leveling up in it, you'd probably think it would be this. I didn't want to do this because I don't want you to get a new adventurer and then have to get them back up to the level they should be at. I think that's tedious. So I made it so that they all level up at once. And then that fixed that problem. But I do wonder, yeah, what if you leveled up adventurers individually? And if you did this, you probably would not expect the guild master to have the level up thing. You'd probably expect it to be in the skill tree, actually. Let me see. Yeah. Tested the portal outside the town and customers were correctly just going into the wander region. We can now make a separate portal for customers and one for items in the middle. Okay, yeah. I mean, if we have all the pathing correct, then I guess I don't see a problem for that with that. So yeah, there's level 10 here. What if there was just a button that said level up and it showed you a cost? Which makes me think I actually don't want to say this lets you hire and level up adventurers. I also don't know if I want to split these. And I don't know what assumptions we made based on having all adventurers be the same level. Yeah, I'm a little torn. By the way, the reason this matters now is because if we just keep this the way that it is, right now level up adventurers is there. I would put it on the guild master instead. Oh, there's no way to close this dialogue. You can't close the guild master's dialogue about already having hired all the adventurers they have available. Oh, if you grant all adventurers at the beginning of the game. All right, there's still another kind of problem here though, which is money. What does it do? And it's used for upgrading or like buying the shop, upgrading the storeroom, hiring a new adventurer, and leveling up adventurers. Alfred, thanks for the resub. Thanks for the just over 3 years. The first nudge disappears because, oh, those nudges are going to go away. Yeah. That's supposed to be replaced by the guild master, and I just haven't done that yet. Okay, so this makes sense. This makes sense. This makes sense. This is a question mark. And we probably need money to have more of a purpose. Hey, Monatic Bind. Yeah, Skeleseller merch. Oh, I have to kind of stand up for you to see. I was saying earlier, if you just kind of look at where this is situated, it's lower than what I think people might expect. So I'm going to probably bump it up a little bit. And probably get rid of the original shirt, maybe? I don't know. Yeah, so 2 questions. Should leveling up still cost money? And should all adventurers level up at once? Yeah, I was looking at a bunch of different logo t-shirts and people put logos sort of everywhere on a t-shirt. There's either like a tiny portion, there's just at the top of the shirt, it takes up the entire shirt. I've seen kind of everything. Well, thanks, Kesha. Yeah, I hope you like it. If not, or if you want the logo to be higher, I would say you could cancel the order, hold off for a little bit, and I'll probably produce a new one. Casual Monday. Well, we just got merch, that's why. But yeah, otherwise, this is like the first time I'm wearing a t-shirt on stream in years. A collector's edition t-shirt. All right, we technically wouldn't have to worry about this too much if I just kept what we had and then decided on this later. I don't care. I love it. Okay, cool. Yeah, yeah, yeah. As long as I'd be happy with it. I mean, I certainly don't mind. this can only be done if we figure out how leveling up should work. Okay, how about this? Let's look at this from an actual game design perspective here. I still don't want you to have to grind to get an adventurer to the same level as the other ones. Also, if adventurers are different levels or could be different levels, then it means that battles may be harder without you realizing. It's just the skeleton character. That'd be cool. But I like the progression that comes from individually leveling up adventurers. Like, imagine the early game. You've got the rogue, maybe you just got the mage, and the rogue is level 3 and the mage is level 1. It's like, okay, yeah, it's kind of neat to see the mage get more powerful. And if you don't have the money for it, I mean, this is a good way of doing it too. Because otherwise, you're not spending your money on anything all that interesting. All right, so then I think I want to make this change. Yeah, I think I want you to level up adventurers individually. And I think the way you should do that is by just clicking a button over here. And you see how much it costs you. Yeah. Okay. Let's try it out at least, see how it works. Maybe people will like it, maybe they won't like it. Also, there is one last question, I guess. Perhaps if they level individually, you could use money to speed it up in some way. Oh, you're saying like they get experience from battles, but you spend money to sort of bypass the need for experience? I hadn't thought of that, although I'm not sure how I feel about it. Could use money to speed up leveling. There's another question, which is, how is money leveling up the adventurers? Gonna be swagging on the streets of Latvia. Hey James, yeah, Skeleseller shirt time. Wouldn't make sense now to consider leveling them up based on like amount of battles or killed monsters, right? I don't think so. Like I said, I think the problem I definitely have this problem with if you were to level them up through battles. Like I don't want you to have to grind to get an adventurer to the other level because the way this works in like every other game, imagine just some game, you've got a rogue who's level 15 and you just hire the mage and they're level 1. How do you level them up in other games where you've got experience through battles? And it's like, well, you throw them both into a group together and then the mage hopefully just doesn't die and they quickly go from like 1 to level 5 to level 8 to level 9 to level 9.5 and they slowly get there up to 15. But the problem is by the time you get to 15 then the rogue has hit 16 or something and it's like they never totally catch up and it's kind of just a waste of time. The other way you might do this is you might send the mage into level 1 battles and they're leveling themselves up, but then it's like you wouldn't want that to take as long. I mean, not separately, just oh, I see. Yeah. Yeah, that is possible. We could have something like that. The way I would probably formulate it is that something like experience orbs drop from battle and you collect them and bring them to the guild. And by you, I mean your workers. Collect them and bring them to the guild. And then you have some like way of upgrading that experience receptacle. Yeah. Oh, well, good. I'm glad, James. Yeah. All right, I am definitely torn about this. See, the problem with having it be based on a number of battles or like what you're battling is that this game is pretty much an auto battler, so you just automatically level up. Like we need money to have some purpose. Trying to think what else we could add. I think leveling up makes the most sense. That mean the workers can miss the item. Yeah, it could mean that, but I mean, over enough time, like let's say you need, I don't know, 50 orbs to level, and let's say you miss every 5th one, then fine, you need an extra 20%, which really isn't bad. So it's 60 orbs. It's like you're not going to be just totally stuck. Also, you could drag them to the guild, presumably. Get a bunch of experience and choose how it's spread among your characters. The The reason I'm not super happy with that is because you'd have to micromanage where your experience is going. And I think most players probably won't want to do that. I guess it could also be, yeah. No. I think my ideal solution, at least so far, is you pay money to individually level up adventurers. I just don't know why you're paying money. I don't have a game reason for that. I guess it'd be that you're equipping them. Or delete the timer on dropped orbs and prioritize items. Yeah, although then you could get into a state where you just have like a million orbs because you don't have the shop for certain items and your adventurers never drop it, I guess. we could just put a limit on it. But I'm still not even sure how I feel about the experience orb thing. I think I like this idea. Just yeah, what are possible reasons for why you have to spend money? And we could say it's like training, equipment. I can't think of anything else. You could spend the money directly on the skills. That way you're paying to train them. That could make sense, but I still, when you level up, you get better stats as well. Well, we could say there's some item that makes adventurers level up, and that's what you're buying. And then watch a video on company time. They sit in front of a TV, their experience goes up. Could be that you're buying them equipment. Yeah. And so in the case that you're buying them equipment, people would probably wonder like, wait, this game is about selling items. Why don't they just equip the stuff I'm finding? Yeah. Yeah, I think we just say it's training, I guess. They go to a training seminar, they sit there, they make some awkward small talk with their colleagues. They come out of it level 2. Just want to make a game about that. Welcome to Mage Training 101. First lesson, how to cast a fireball without blowing up your teammates. It's basically just Hogwarts, I guess. Could also pay for stat upgrades. Yeah, I think I'll just have it be together and you pay and there's just a like a training button, I guess. So allow adventurers to level up separately. This affects so much. The guild sign can't say that it lets you level up adventurers. The tooltip for level needs to change to tell you how you level up. Saving and loading the game now needs to save individual levels. Does that get saved in an adventure component? It probably does. Yes, it does. Okay, so that's probably not a problem. And then we need a level up button inside the skill tree, which isn't exactly a skill tree anymore. Oh, that never really was a skill tree. Just an adventurer screen. We're going to change how that UX works anyway. So, okay, you pay for training. And the cost of this will go up based on the level that you're training them. And the cost might also go up based on how many adventurers you've already gotten to that level. So, like, let's say any character going from level 1 to 2 costs 5 gold. Then your second character going from 1 to 2 could cost, let's say, 6 gold. And that way there is an increase in cost because as you go up in level, you're going to get more money. Okay, yeah, I think this can work. The other thing that's kind of nice about this is that right now in the game, when you hire a new adventurer, since they don't start at level 1, it means that you might have quite a lot. Let me see if I can do this. Hire. Okay, so let's say we level up our adventurers a few times. Now we're level 5. We put in our skill points. Great. We hire a new adventurer. And we can't hire a new adventurer. All right, well, anyway, when we hire a new one, they all come in at level 5, and it's like, oh, I got to put in my 4 points, even though I've never even seen this character in the works yet. Although I guess you still wouldn't have seen them in the works. You probably would just spend the money. Yeah, all right. I think we're going to try this. I'll just write in my stream of consciousness note here. Gonna change how leveling up adventurers works. Right now, you level them all up at once. I'm going to change it so that you spend money to level them up individually. Reasons. This should make the progression a little bit clearer at the beginning of the game. Well, clearer and more fun. It gives a reason to spend money. And it makes it so that you don't have to level up through the guild master. And it makes it so that you don't have to distribute a bunch of points as soon as you hire an adventurer. Although you'll probably still do this anyway. No, I don't have a shirt command. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Thank you, Silly. There we go. Okay, so guild sign can't say hire and what does it say? Hire and level up? Yeah, this lets you hire adventurers. There. That's all that says. Then the tooltip for level needs to change. I don't even know where that is. Skill tree. There. Your current level. Okay, so this is wrong now. So all of your adventurers share a level is no longer true. Hey, unknown. So I guess we just delete that. You level up adventurers by spending money, not by battling. Stats automatically go up as you level up. That's actually it. I think it's fine. Straight to Amazon. The merch links? Or do you mean that I chose Amazon as the merch vendor? Because I use Amazon for the Botland shirts too. Yeah, now leveling sounds good. It's a better reason to have gold. Actually, that is, I guess, one of the reasons I should write here. Gives a reason to spend money. I guess more of a reason to spend money. It probably makes more sense that you're training individual adventurers rather than somehow leveling them all up at once. Yeah, merch vendor, yeah. Yeah, it's just the easiest. Technically, I guess I did also use another merch vendor for a very unique product. Darkstorm is going to be potentially the only owner of a Skeleseller mug. And we'll get a picture of that eventually. These are all print on demand. They are print on demand, yeah. I think I ordered mine on Friday and got it on Sunday. Also, for those who haven't seen this, I am very happy with this. I like the logo. I think it looks good. Skill points were obtained through training, which costs some gold and takes time. Leveling up would cap the amount of skill points and just affect the HP, power, and fortitude. Wait. There's a split I'm not understanding here. So the way I proposed in this thing was you train adventurers, it's instantaneous. You get stats and a skill point. Your proposal splits training and leveling up, but I'm not sure how. Merch is not at the top of that document, by the way. It should be a link to the directly to a specific header. Yeah, because I don't expect it to be at the top of the document, but I can't just link to one link, unfortunately. Oh, just throwing stuff out. I see. I got you. Okay. Let's think about that. Trading cost takes time. I think if something takes time, you'd probably want to be able to speed it up. One thing I could see, if we want the concept of experience, we could have a quest from the guildmaster to raise the maximum adventurer level. I think this could still fit. You could just see that the training button is grayed out, and you'd see something like your maximum level is 2 right now. Go complete a quest, or go, I don't know, get experience or something. I'm not sure. Might have to upgrade the adventurer guild to unlock being able to hire certain adventurers. What you're saying is essentially like what's already kind of in the game, which is you need to pay to hire your adventurer. I think what you're saying is let's add another cost on top of it. But at that point, we could just say that hiring the adventurer costs the extra amount of money. I think there's another thing that I'm playing a game right now on my phone that has a system I really don't like. It has this concept of buildings. So like you get a train station, and this costs like a ludicrous amount of money. Imagine there's like $1 million of something, right? And then the building does literally nothing until you also get a train. And then the train costs like a crazy amount of money too. And you don't even know what the train costs until you've gotten the train station, and you don't know the train station doesn't do anything until you've built it. So I don't like the idea of getting something that doesn't do anything other than just unlock the ability to do something, unless it's very clear what that means. So for example, this whole like raising the max level in Skeleseller, that would be obvious. Like my current max level is 2. The next max level is going to be 3. That'll let me level up my adventurers. But I think we'll file this as an idea for later, of the whole like maybe we could have a max level concept. Consider having the maximum level for your adventurers be something that you have to raise, possibly through a quest with the guild master. That way there could be another gate to progression. All right, where do we leave off with this? So that needed to change. Saving and loading needs to change. I think we have this somewhere in town save data, do we? Level, yes, there it is. So that's got to get deleted. Where is this used right now? Probably designed that specifically to encourage golden coin purchases. Save time by spending real money. Possibly. I don't want to go into a ton of detail, but I have reason to believe that they didn't do that. But even if they had, it's still weird that they don't tell you what something's going to do until you've unlocked it. I feel like that's just sort of a game design mistake. Like imagine if I have some building in the game called like the Emporium, and or the mystical Emporium or something like that. You'd be like, okay, this sounds interesting, but what does it do? I don't think you have to build it to figure it out, unless the whole fun of the game is that there's mystery like that. All right, this is not letting me go to this thing. Let's restart this. I just want to find out where adventurer level is used. Here we go. I see. Okay, so this gets loaded through the town. Let's do this. Yeah, so we got to delete this. I guess we could say it's the maximum level, but I guess we can just do that next time. All right, so that's going to need to change. This needs to change. This is that you can't level up anymore. Level plus plus, nonetheless grant, yeah. Yeah, we got to change the debug function. Change debug function so that it grants all of your adventurers max level. Get cost of next level up. passes in the adventurer level. This doesn't need to change. Well, it might need to change, but we could just have these costs be the same amount they currently are. I feel like there should be some amount that this changes by based on your overall adventurer level. But we don't need to do that at first. Yeah, congrats on opening your restaurant. Unfortunately, you can't operate it because you didn't buy chairs. Yeah, it's just a bummer when that happens. You're like, oh, I redirected funds to this thing, and now I can't even use it because I need to wait another, whatever, couple days or something before I get enough money for chairs. I should actually think about this a little bit more before I do this and come up with what the costs are. Costs should probably scale based on how many levels you've already unlocked. But will that be confusing? So rogue upgrade from level 1 to 2 costs whatever, 5 gold. And then your mage upgrade from level 1 to 2 costs 6 gold. And 2 to 3 might cost whatever, 15. And then the same thing for the mage might cost like 18. Would that be confusing? It could be, I guess. Maybe you're budgeting to try to figure out, like, do I have enough to afford this? Although I'm not super concerned if you're off by a little bit because these are not going to be raising by such large values that it's going to take like an order of magnitude longer. But yeah, this needs to increase as you get more and more money. I also need to make sure it doesn't ever get to the point where you can't afford the next level up, so you're sort of soft locked in the game. What's the goal behind having different leveling costs for different adventures, balancing? The idea behind this was the way a lot of RPGs end up working with scaling is that at like the start of the game, 10 gold is a lot. And by the end of the game, 10 gold is like absolutely nothing, right? So as you start to level up your adventurers, you'll go to higher level areas and you'll get more and more loot and better loot and you'll sell it for more money to the point where it kind of doesn't make sense for us to charge you a tiny amount of money to level up your adventurers. Because if 6 gold means nothing to you because you've got like 4,000, then you're basically just clicking a button. Well, all classes cost the same amount to level up or train. I think so. Yeah, I think so. I guess they don't have to. Maybe scale the cost based on their power or fortitude. Well, I wanted all the adventurers to be sort of balanced amongst themselves, and you just have different needs for them at different times. Although I'm not totally sure. There's something else I'm missing here. I should just think about more before I do this. I think part of the problem is that we don't know all the things that I want to have you spend money on in the end. Like so much is done through collecting items. It actually almost kind of makes me wonder, what if we just did away with money completely? We get rid of it. All you have is the concept of quests. I don't know why you're selling items then. I feel like it's a mistake, but I still want to just think about that. Do you unlock all adventures at once or is it gradual? It's gradual. So yeah, you unlock them when you have enough money for the next one and you choose to spend it. So your first adventurer is, basically free because you don't have a way to start the game without it. Your second adventurer costs whatever, 50. Your third one might cost like 150 and so on and so forth. And so maybe like leveling up from 1 to 2 would be cheaper than that, of course. So if your second adventure costs 50, then leveling up might cost you 5. So you're like, oh, okay, that's the easiest way for me to gain more power right now. So we got to figure out what these numbers are. But also, I just wonder, is this a mistake if I make you level them up separately? Because eventually you're going to get to the point where you've got like 8 adventurers. You have 8 adventurers. They're all level 15. You hire a new one and it starts at 1. You click train 14 times. Hey, Shoe Strikers. My brain is boiling every day. I think it's just there are a lot of decisions to make. And this is one of those cases where it's like there's no wrong answer. You could have it just be, oh yeah, you get experience points and people are used to it and there are some problems that come with that, but like, oh well, so what? And yeah, it could be that you get experience points and then you have a way of spending gold to just force the level ups to happen anyway. I'm not sure. I mean, are all adventurer classes available once? No, the way it works is at any given time, um, you're given 2 extra choices. So the first is always rogue versus the mage. Then whichever one you didn't pick, it's going to be mage versus like paladin versus warrior. Then again, whichever one you didn't pick, so let's say cut out paladin here, then you get, the cleric and the summoner. So you can always pick an old choice and you'll be given 2 new choices. Hey, APX. Open the first batch of pickled onions. Nice. I ended up telling my wife about the pasta picture you shared, how good it looked. And I guess one of my pushbacks on the whole experience and leveling up all your adventures at once was just what do we do with money then? I guess the other conclusion here is just we need something else you can do with money. And it should be something to do with the town. Right now, quests are the form of progression. And quests are essentially like costing money. It's just costing it in a different way. Instead of taking it out of your wallet, it's making sure it doesn't hit your wallet in the first place. So you get a sword. Normally that sword would sell for 10 gold, but the quest says, hey, give me the sword instead. So it's like you gave them 10 gold, but not really. And now your money is still the same amount that it was. I wonder what if we had like taxes or something. You like the idea of leveling up adventures with money and you doing it individually? Yeah. I think it does solve some problems that we have. And I think it'll feel good as a new player. I'm not sure if it'll feel good once you're, like I said, in this situation, you've got a bunch of adventures and all level 15. And part of this could be a UI problem. We could just say like train to level 15 immediately. And it could say like get to level 2 costs you whatever 5 gold and get to level 14 just sums up however much it is, 5,743. And you're like, oh yeah, I have that easily. I'll just click this button once. Hey, what did you just say to me? You can't have a party of 4 wizards, right? Yeah, you cannot hire duplicates of adventurers. You get 1 mage, you get 1 warrior. And the reason for that is just because the skills that they have are not so, like, you don't have a skill tree with 400 skills. You have a skill tree with 3 skills, and you can only affect 2 of them. So, warrior number 1 is not going to be very different from warrior number 2. Although, actually, now that I think about it, maybe just for the sake of you having party variety, like, why not let you have 4 warriors, even if they kind of look the same? I don't know. Hey, George. That's why idle games have those buy 10x and buy 100x. Yeah, I think they do. Although I think part of that, too, is that they have, like, by the end of the game, you've bought hundreds of thousands of something. And without those buttons, you would have had to click such a crazy amount of times that you just stop playing the game. But yeah, a lot of idle games, for those who don't know, because Cubic just mentioned this, they'll have like a buy times 10, buy times 100, and then like buy as much as possible. And a lot of times you might play this game by just clicking this button a whole lot. Just like as money comes in, just keep clicking the buy button. And this has to do with that whole numbers go up, infinite growth kind of thing. Interesting. Yeah, interesting. Okay, let's go with the individual level up route and let's, tackle some of these things later, I guess. But I do think I want to figure out the cost progression. So should leveling up character A from 1 to 2 cost the same as leveling up any other character from 1 to 2? And option number 1 is individual classes have specific level up costs. So like warrior might cost 5 gold to 15 gold to 75 gold, and the mage might be something like 15 gold to 25 gold to 100 gold. I don't know, just making numbers, right? Option number 2 could be as your total sum of levels goes up, and additional cost is incurred. So like rogue goes 5 gold to 15 gold to 75 gold. But then the next adventurer would maybe be like 7 gold to 18 gold to 83 gold or something like that. Do you have any main objectives when playing? The way you beat the game is by like beating the final boss. So I guess one of your objectives is to like explore and figure out that that's even your real goal. So you'll unlock more areas, you'll build out your town. But other than that, I mean, yeah, I guess I find this hard to answer because I feel like there's just the basic gameplay loop, and that gives you objectives by like, hey, I want to level up my adventure. Okay, I need money. Okay, I need to sell an item. Okay, that means I need to go battle. So yeah, I'm not totally sure if that answers the question. Back to the idea of charging more for leveling up different classes. By the time you unlock the last class, it's assumed you'll have more money than at the start or halfway point. So will leveling up that last adventure cost more than the first one? I want to say yes. I think it should, only because otherwise, the issue is, yeah, you got like 7 adventurers. Whatever the cost was to level those up, you can almost certainly afford so easily that it's almost like leveling up has no purpose anymore or no real cost. So yeah, I do think I want the costs to go up slightly. But I also don't want to punish you. A lot of how cost progression is done in games sometimes forces you into certain routes. I played a game on Game Boy Advance. What was this called? Shining Soul 2? Yeah. Oh man, Shining Soul 2. Okay, so the way that skills worked in this game, skills took a number of points equal to the next level, I'm pretty sure. So level 1 cost 1 point, and level 2 cost 2 points, and so on and so forth. What this meant is that you had to level up 5 times to get your next skill point into a level 5 skill, such that maybe you just feel like, okay, I'll just put the points elsewhere because that way I actually get some benefit now. And that kind of cost mechanism sort of nudges you in that direction. So if we have the cost increase of your adventurers as you hire more of them, then it's going to make you want to either put your levels very specifically into like one of the parties that you like, or it's going to make you not want to hire more adventurers, I guess. Shopkeep keeps charging you a bit more every time you purchase. You're saying that's the explanation for why it's increasing in cost? Yeah. I feel like there are 2 problems to solve with everything you put into a game. The first is the game design problem, and the next is the in-world explanation. And I'm not only concerned with this for right now. Excuse me. The game design part of it. Although I do kind of like the idea of you like hiring a chef in the town, and the chef just makes you foods that increase your stats, and that's sort of how you get level ups. And maybe you're buying, yeah, skill point orbs or something. This kind of goes back to a combination of what Monadic Bind said and what you're talking about. And I don't want to make things too complicated here. And I think just a level up button on an adventurer is the simplest thing. And I think on top of that, we could probably give you some like permanent buff foods or something like that. Like I don't know, picture some like +1 power food, +1 fortitude. Maybe there are class quests. Like by having the warrior, we know that we want the warrior to have a fortitude upgrade, so we at some point give you a quest for that. I kind of like that idea. Each subsequent level up costs more regardless of what adventure you're using on. Yeah, and I wasn't thinking about that exactly. it's sort of hard to say, but I was picturing that your first adventure to go from level 1 to 2 cost X. Your next one cost like X times 1.1 and then 1.15 and then 1.2. But then the first one that goes from level 2 to 3 still costs just Y. It's not, there's no multiplier on it. So you're sort of, it's like a tiny penalty for getting to a level you've already gotten to before. Which maybe is not a good idea. I don't know. But yeah, option number 3. So this is more like every time you level up an adventurer to a level you've already gotten to, charge a little bit more. And option number 3 would be every single level you get makes all subsequent levels cost more. I don't want this to feel bad for the player. I guess the rationale behind all of this is I don't want the cost of leveling up to feel trivial. And there's almost no way to do this progression, such as leveling your 8th adventurer. Well, there's almost, yeah. Anyway, that's it. Yeah, e.g. leveling your 8th adventurer shouldn't feel like there's no decision to be made. Hey, Ski. Okay, here's what I'm thinking. Let's go with maybe option number 2, and let's not worry about this too much more. Yeah, that's it. So that means we can't get rid of this, get cost of next level up. Although this does need to pass in a particular adventurer. And this we would need to get all of your adventurers to know their level. So for now, how about we just pass in the int level. There. Adam in a t-shirt, not a shirt. Yeah. First time in years. I'm doing well. I was just trying to design this here because we need to change up the guild master a little bit, and I needed to reapproach how we do leveling. So a consequence of option number 3 is that it could cost leveling up your 3rd adventure from 1 to 2, same as getting your first one from 1 to 5. However, at that stage, you presumably get that money quicker, might end up taking the same amount of time. Yeah, and also the goal isn't necessarily to make it like they've got to be even or your 3rd adventure has to take a lot of time for you to get the money. It's just, it shouldn't be a trivial amount. Like I said, almost every RPG with money in it, there's some amount of time where 10 gold is a lot, and then some amount of time where, okay, 500 gold is a lot, and then where, 50,000 gold is a lot. But at any of these stages, it's like only one of these things is a lot. So now this is like nothing, and this is very little, and now 50,000 is like your next milestone. So in this world, it's like, okay, there's no decision to be made. It's like, sure, 10 gold, who cares? What could have possibly happened that's making you wear a t-shirt? I wonder what it could be. Okay. How do you get gold in this game? You get gold through selling items. Excuse me. I don't know why I was even stuttering there. You get gold only through selling items. So the way this works is you hire adventurers, they do battle and win items, and then you sell the items for money. And the issue we have right now is that money is only used for a few things: leveling up, hiring new adventurers, building shops, and then upgrading your storeroom. And we need to add in some other money sink, and I just don't know what it is yet. Also, welcome to the stream, Lethal Chip. Yeah, so ideas. I think we need more of a money sink at some point, although we should test the game to see if that's the case. And then, what was the other thing? we could consider having class-specific quests to permanently upgrade the character. E.g., the warrior could get a food for +5 fortitude. And if you don't do this quest, it's not the biggest deal. But it'll still feel like you're getting upgrades. As you progress, you get a stronger squad. You can farm items to sell better. Yeah. Thus making gold value less. Yes, exactly. Yeah. And like I said, I think it's that way with a lot of RPGs, right? If you had items sell from like 1 gold to 5 gold throughout the entire game, then at any given point, spending 3 gold on something is sort of meaningful, unless you're getting like hundreds of items at a time. But yeah, if it goes from 1 gold to like 99999 gold or whatever, it's like, okay, 3 gold is meaningless once you're starting to make like 10,000 per item sale. Is it Monday or dress down Friday? Well, I just got the shirt, which is why I thought I should wear this today. But yeah, I was thinking of only wearing it on launch day, but I'll probably get another shirt before then. Take the average squad level, and if you're going backward in progression to farm weaker mobs, you probably wouldn't ever farm weaker mobs because of how leveling up works. But anyway, I'll read the rest of your message. So perhaps you could tweak the drop rate so that they drop fewer things to sell if you're over leveled. Yeah, I don't want to do that only because of how battling works in the game. I can't launch the game right now because I have some errors right now. But yeah, I'll work toward what we just talked about, and then I can show this and we can kind of talk about the result of it. What about gold sync of leveling up decorations or adding entertainment? Yeah, I think we need to do something like that. Maybe you like level up customers, and actually I sort of like this idea before, and we can kind of do that. Part of the issue is that some stuff that could take money doesn't, e.g. the player-wide skill tree and quests. Although quests take away potential money, just not money from your wallet. So they are technically a little bit of a money sink. All right, let's finish this. Adventure level. Okay, so we don't initialize it with a level here. We just set it to 1 whenever you hire a new adventurer. And then this is not level up adventurers anymore. Could have a skill trainer cost gold instead of the skill tree menu. Yeah, right now, so I guess it's the same thing in WoW. Leveling up gives you stats and a skill point. Well, no, not a skill point. What am I talking about? Stats and a talent point, I guess. In this game, leveling up gives you stats and a skill point, and you start with all of your skills unlocked. We could separate these two things and make it so that, okay, it gives you stats, but you have to unlock the skill points. And who knows, maybe that's something we end up doing. I do want to think about that. I want to test out this and see if this is good. Maybe we could make it so that you pay for skill points. So you're just getting the stats. Although the stats themselves aren't that interesting. Maybe you make it so you just pay for stats. I'd rather do it that way. I think the skill points should still come from leveling. This would essentially just be splitting leveling so that you have to pay for stats and also for skill points. So yeah, not totally sure how I feel about that yet, but let's do this. So level up adventurers is not a thing anymore. We're just going to delete this or make this a debug function that gets all of your adventurers. Yeah. So let's do this. Let's make private void level up adventurer. We pass in the adventurer. And we need to know if their level is too high. Adventurer component. Get it if AC.level is too much. Adventurer is already at max level. We could say what their name is. Do we have their name? How do I do this? AC dot. I don't have a display name here. I have a class though, right? And then this has a display name. No, it has a way of getting adventure data. Let me take a look at that really fast. Yeah, the way we're supposed to do it is there's adventure data. We get it from the class. Okay, so fine. Let's do that. Adventure data equals get. All right, so create floating text that says something like data display name is already at max level. At the max level, sure. All right, otherwise get the next cost of leveling up. So pass in ac.level. Not enough money to level up adventurer. That's gonna say not enough money to level up them. Otherwise, modify the money, add it to your level. So this will just say level up adventure. Update selected character, update available skill points, leveled up adventures on book. So what does this do? Who cares about you? Oh, it updates the cost. And what is that it? And updates the tooltip. If it's null, otherwise set text. Okay, yeah. So this is technically, this needs to be renamed, I think. Hey, Suyash, am I writing the game in C++? No, this is in C# and Godot. Let me modify that. Adam is using Godot and C# to make Skeleseller. Yeah, and I've got a little bit more information here in this FAQ. Okay, so all we need to do is rename this. This is not really leveled up adventurers anymore. It's leveled up adventurer. Leveled up adventurers. Yes, that's been changed. And then there's some other thing that didn't totally sit well with me. This should be deleted because we don't need this button here anymore, right? Leveled up adventure. Update level up adventure button. Update level up. Level up adventure button. You don't care about any of this, right? No. Yeah. Level up adventures. This isn't needed either. On level up adventures. That's not going to be a thing anymore. Yeah, so now nothing can call that function. This, I guess, isn't needed either. And this isn't used. So nothing calling this right here. How should this work? We don't want it to create errors. I guess this is just going to be a debug function. So we'll just do this here. And we'll figure out how many levels they need. Levels needed equals, I'll just say 1 for right now. Yeah, Mappa. Is GDScript closer to JS or TS and C#? I'd say closer to TypeScript if you're only giving me those options because it has optional typing, whereas JavaScript has no typing and C# has static typing that's required. And I always recommend using static typing if you can. But yeah, it does look very much like Python. So the number of levels needed is going to be the max level minus their current level. And then for, well, this should know what to do. Yeah. Then level them up that many times. So then delete this stuff. Don't cost any money to do that. Update selected character. Yeah. All right. Does anything call this? Yes, this does. So now we delete this. All right. I think we can run the game. What did that do in there? Didn't I delete that? Oh, I see. It comes from, oh, what is going on? Oh, you can't use that shortcut when you're in a text box. I guess that makes sense. There, that's deleted. Been using JavaScript for 8 years now. I know Java TypeScript and C#. I'm honestly more comfortable with JavaScript. Optional in the typing. You must have run into issues where the lack of types has caused problems for you, right? Because I was going to say, if you work with any code base for long enough, you eventually just sort of forget what you've done years ago. And the problem with JavaScript is without having types, it's easy to not know what to expect on a particular argument or try to access something that doesn't exist. And you can't catch that at build time. And has to grant all things, so we don't have to manually do the rest, like allocating skill points. Oh, interesting. I think it's going to come down to what you want to test at a particular time. I've just been adding debug functions as I need them. And I think the next time I find myself adding a bunch of adventurer skills is when I should probably make a like grant all skills button. And I'm not sure we want to do it for every character yet because we need to know what scenario we're trying to test. Like it might be that we're trying to make like an overpowered archer and not an overpowered mage. But yeah, I think we'll just keep that in mind for next time. All right, so what do we have here? Let's hire another adventurer. Actually, let's not hire another adventurer. There's no level of everything. It's just grant most things, yeah. Well, that leveled everybody up to 10. So we're good on that front, I guess. A slowdown button for screenshots. Yeah. No, you're going to save at this point. I just want to get up and running as soon as possible if I find that I like game dev. Oh, yeah. I totally agree. I wasn't talking about that. I wasn't talking about the game dev part. I was talking about the JavaScript for 8 years part. This is not a get up and running as soon as possible thing. This is like I'm using JavaScript because I'm comfortable with it, I like it, etc. When it comes to game dev in JavaScript, I think you'd pretty much have to use one of the web-based game engines. So something like Phaser. And I think they would support JavaScript still, although maybe they've switched entirely to TypeScript. But you can't use JavaScript with Godot right now. You'd have to wait until there's some change in the works, something about putting bindings for any arbitrary language. Is it cheaper in a Visual Studio? Yeah. Yeah, it's cool to see how this stuff is changing. Okay, so this should hopefully work. Change the debug function, that's done. We need level up inside the skill tree, so we gotta go do that. You work with Microsoft products? They can't dictate you to ever use JavaScript, right? Whenever you can use JavaScript, you could instead use TypeScript. Or at least that should be the case. I guess there could be some build environment where you can't do that. But yeah, I don't think JavaScript should ever be a requirement for something. Can't be open because Apple cannot check it for malicious software. I'm getting this issue while downloading the game. Yeah, that, first of all, I don't recommend playing the game right now because we're going to release a new version very, very soon. But if you do want to play it, I think that's just something we have. Yeah, the app isn't signed or notarized. You'll get a message about it being blocked. To bypass this, you got to do these things. Yeah. How am I going to install it? Probably at some point, yeah. If that's too much to use typeless GD. Okay, got you. Yeah, sure. I totally agree. Yeah, start with GD script. Don't use types. That's totally fine. Just get up and running. Yeah. I think the point I was making was more about the 8 years of JavaScript thing. That's all. I'm interested in driving it over other languages. Yeah. The PR is there. Okay, so add level up into the skill tree. So we have a level right there. We need this in an HBox container. There we go. And now we add an 8 button right next to it. And the button is going to say, I guess, train. And we need a tooltip on that. We also need a cost. Train. Maybe it should just be called level up. Level up button. Yeah, I don't care what the text says. Well, not from here, I don't. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah, tooltip on that. Can we just throw this on here? I wonder. Let me see if that works. I don't know if this works. Yeah, there. Now let's run that. Let me close out of some of those things. Oh, you can. Perfect. Okay. I mean, I don't know what I'd even want this to say. Maybe it would talk about the cost going up. Or maybe it would just say, you are only training this adventurer. I'll have to think about that. Yeah, I know what you mean, Mr. Evil Rex. Yeah. I think we were talking about two separate things for parts of that. But yeah, as far as the game dev stuff goes, by all means, like I said, GD script, just get started, see if you like it. And I think that Godot is easy to get into as far as game engines go. There is not a ton you have to learn about the Godot way of doing things. There's like an intro doc they have on their site, and I think that is pretty reasonable. Also, I think it's kind of foolish to start any game engine and not at least look at their intro material. So Godot, if you look at like getting started, it's not a crazy amount. There's, installing stuff, but this I think is the most important page to read, nodes and scenes. It's not very long, and it talks about the only real thing I feel like you really need to know with Godot. Other interesting side effect of that PR is that you can embed a Godot screen and other thing. Oh, cool. Yeah. Lesser doc is a vid. Oh yeah, I whatever getting starting materials. I don't know if I said specifically documentation, but yeah, like Unity has a video series on a tutorial, and yeah, I think that's good. I think otherwise, there's stuff that you can certainly learn it on your own. It's just they're usually very quick. They don't take very long to absorb, and like I said, Godot is not super complex yet, at least as an engine. So the level up inside the skill tree, we need another button. We don't have any buttons in here. Oh, just the skill buttons, I see. Okay. So private button, level up button. All right, get this inside ready. Level up button. So when you press this, level up adventure. Do we have a dispose thing in here? No, we don't. I should do that eventually. Private void level up adventure. Okay, so how does this work? We get the selected adventurer, and if it is null, then we just return. Yeah. And then we eventually need to call into this. And we have the skill tree, so I guess let's just emit a signal. Do we have something like this already? Nah, not quite. Although we know who's selected. So this will be leveled on level up adventure. And it'll pass in the adventure itself. And we'll do this from here. It should just know how to do it, yeah. All right, then in the town, when we set up the skill tree, we do this on level up adventure. It should, yep, perfect. And I think that's that. Now we just need there to be a proper label on this. So private void update level up adventure button. Okay, this needs to be done anytime we update, I guess just the level of any adventurer. So where do we do this from? This is on clicking skills, hover abilities. There's got to be some other update thing we have, right? Available skill points label. On character selected. Yeah, that's where I think we're going to do this. Update level up adventure button. Because you might be choosing a different character. And then there needs to be a listener from over here. Yeah, we have update tooltip. This needs to be like leveled up adventurer. So it's got to call update tooltip. Update tooltip, and then also update level up adventurer button. And then this should call this. Okay. And the button itself should be pretty simple. We're going to set its text to be train, and then in parentheses, the amount of money. Cost G. And int cost, or it's not an int. What is the cost? I think it's a double. I think town menu would have already done this. Oh, game money symbol. That's pretty important. Shouldn't just type G. We never did anything special about this. I guess the cost is pretty much always going to be returned as an integer anyway, or a double that could be represented as an integer. But technically, I think it's correct to put a cost :0 here, so I'm getting floating point errors. Hey, Melzy, this shirt is amazing. I want you to actually like see it though. So I think the logo is a little bit too low. One might even say it's a logo. And I might make another version of it where it's bumped up a little bit. Do we keep track of the town in here? Yes, we do, because we're going to need that. Boo. Don't you boo me. Try throwing a tomato through your monitor. Get level up cost. This is the cost of a particular level. So I guess if you don't have an adventurer selected here, then we just don't do anything. And if you do have one, great first try. Yeah, it's really hard to tell from their little preview thing they have on the site, because the Botland logo was shorter and was just as wide, I think. So that looked a little bit better. That was easier to figure out. But this one I wasn't sure about. So I think I want to raise it just a hair, like 5 or 10%. Then I'll buy one more shirt and then that's it. My shirt budget is done. Get level. Okay, so this is going to be the cost. There's one tiny issue now, which is that you might be at the maximum level. And then we want to disable this button. So I guess let's go do that. So if ac.level is greater than or equal to that, set it to train at max level. Otherwise, do this up. All right, let's go try that. Am I missing anything? I don't think so. Oh, it doesn't subtract your money, does it? No, it does. It does. It's the debug function that doesn't. Okay, so we hire an adventurer and we grant ourselves a bunch of money. And now inside this, we have train 10G. So if I click this once, we should go from 120 gold to 110 gold. Good. When we get leveled up. We need another adventurer here. Yeah, that's the only one that got leveled up. So now let's close out of these things. So now train this one, we should cost another 10 gold. Good. Another 30 gold. Good. 50. Okay, so let's get to max and see what happens. Perfect. Yeah, nice. Oh no, they all got disabled. Whoops. I know what the problem is. Bool at max level equals this. And we're disabling it if we're at max level. And then we're just changing the text. Wait, what happened to the... We deleted the part where it said at max level. How did I delete that? There it is. Yeah. All right. Well, let's see how this feels. Now, as far as the tooltip goes, I don't know what we want to write about this. So like levels up your adventurer, levels up just this adventurer. And then I'll say increases their stats and grants a skill point. I'm not even totally sure this is important. What tool is that? That's Godot. That's the engine itself, which was actually now made using Godot. So it's like a bootstrapped engine. And then this is the game that I'm making. And I want to unlock adventures here. So we're just going to do that same thing that I had done, which is just train this until we're at max. Yeah, so now it says at max, and switching to another one doesn't totally break this. Good. Cool. So that means you can now enter a battle with like a maxed out character. So if I just put a bunch of points into these and I enter a battle. Oh, there's no way to do that. So I got to do it this way. All right, so we're going to enter the dungeon. We'll have a level 1 rogue and a level 10 archer. And yeah, the rogue is doing 3 damage and the archer is doing like 1743. They made the engine in the engine. So they made that UI that you see in the engine. How it works is that at first you need to build the engine in just some other thing. So you'd have some other UI language. And then at some point you get to the point where you can start writing the engine in itself. I think it's easier to think about in terms of a programming language. So think about I make a language and it's got some like simple like if and for and whatever else. It's gonna whatever program I write whatever program I write is gonna produce an executable. And at some point, if your language is expressive enough and you've got the executables already that you're making, you can, like I said, bootstrap your own language using the language. And like Python got to this point, for example. I think the Python build tools are now built in Python. I'm not totally positive about that. And of course, languages like C and assembly and C++, I think it's easier to do for there. Interest level up separately. Okay, so this is done. And the big question is, do I like it? And I don't know. I think we're going to need to actually test it out. And we're not at the point where we can do any sort of like balance testing yet. I've got too many other tasks to work through. But yeah. Levels up just this adventurer, increases their stats, grants a skill point. Ooh, wow, that changed the tooltip. Interesting. Okay, that's a gigantic bug. Tooltip ability ID. Okay, we need to set this to none when we open up a different tooltip, which I never thought about. Huh. There's no collar on that shirt. Hate to lose. Thanks for the resub. Yeah, if I could get a button-down shirt that has a logo on it, 1, it would look stupid, but 2, I probably would wear it. I should just print a sticker and slap it on my chest. A really fancy shirt. Yeah, I shared a picture earlier. Amazon merch has, I think, like 7 shirt types. So this shirt that I'm wearing now, but then like a tank top and like hoodies and stuff. And I could see adding another 1 or 2 of these, maybe hoodies. I don't know. I don't know who would buy those though. I think the cost of these shirts is pretty reasonable. It's about $13, which a lot of merch that you get is like 20 plus because the creator actually wants to make some revenue from it. But I'm like, no, 0 revenue. People want these shirts. They should get them for as cheap as they can. Okay, so this problem is coming from us using the tooltip on double duty, which I don't know what we can even do about that. Let me think about that. We need to know when you're hovering over something that is not a skill tooltip. I guess we could just find out when you're no longer hovering over a skill tooltip. There's like on stop hover, right? Yes, there is. Okay, I think we can make this pretty easy then. We just say, oh, that's very easy. Wow, look at that. That's what I was going to do. Oh, we got to code the music thing this week at some point. I got to write that down. Also, did I just accidentally type a 1 in there? No, but I did delete that. All right, add in music capabilities. What am I doing? Just take like 10 seconds of the track and test it with that. There's so much work. Let's see if this fixed it. Unlock, grant money. Nice. It fixed it. Yeah, and the other tooltip should still work. Perfect. And if we click grant most things, does this get fixed? Yes, perfect. All right. Nice, nice, nice. Okay, that was quite the change. Yep, yep, yep. Yep, looks good. Looks good. Yeah, there is one thing I did not do. Yeah, all this other stuff looks good. The one thing I didn't do is modify the cost based on how many adventurers you have, because we can do that in the future. I don't think that's going to be a big deal, but that is here. Get cost of next level up. So instead of just passing in the level, we could pass in all the adventurers you already have and then figure out what it should be. We could pass in the adventurer and figure out like, yeah, maybe the warrior costs more than the rogue or something. I don't know, but I'm not going to worry about that yet. It's just going to be something. Oh, speaking of something, actually, I guess these costs used to affect every adventurer, so we should probably change these so they're cheaper. What do we do? I just want to take a stab at this. I don't really care if it's super balanced or anything. The first cost should be cheaper than your first adventurer cost by like a decent amount, so maybe 5 gold to get to level 2. New adventurer cost. Then I want you to have a couple adventurers for maybe a couple of levels. So maybe the next one costs like 15. And then this could cost 50, 90. I don't know. I'll just keep increasing by 140 or by 50. I mean, 190. Actually, we probably shouldn't do that. I don't know, 200 and 300. Sure, whatever. Like I said, we're not trying to balance this yet. I just wanted some numbers that were decent. So 5, 15. What is this series it came up with? 30, 50, 30. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe we'll cap it at 100. Yeah. Will that work? I'm not even sure that'll work. I made it so that these arrays only, they just keep reusing the last element. I don't know if level up costs work that way too. I'm pretty certain that the original, the first however much will be fine. 5, 15, 30, 50, 75, 100, 100, 100, 100. Yeah. Okay, it's working. Okay, so allow or like level up adventurers individually. It used to be that you would pay to level up all of your adventurers at once. I'm making it so that you level up each one individually as a test. I wrote down some reasoning, which we should probably encapsulate there. Rationale, progression, be a bit clearer at the beginning of the game. Gives you more of a reason to spend money. Makes it so you don't have to level through the guild master. Probably makes more in-world sense. The flimsiest reason. Hey, yo. All right. So now we can just have this work with hiring. You should be able to pay to hire. And if you've already paid, then it should let you hire the adventurer. Which I don't think you can close that dialogue. I also don't think that really matters. All right, so standby should let you pay. The guild master. Let me go back to standby for a second. We have has paid for next adventurer. This is private though. I think we're gonna need to know whether you've done this or not. Alternatively, I guess there could be like standby or waiting for you to pay is what we could call this. And then there could be a state which is you've already paid. This is weird. You have a t-shirt on. Oh, it's merch. Yeah, I moved the mic. I'm very happy with it. Does your merch place support tall and large sizes? Hard finding 3X support anywhere in 2024. It should, yeah. I'm pretty sure they have 4 different sizing options. Let me take a look. I have dark mode on, but yeah, here's what the page looks like. They have men's big and tall, women, and women's plus. So those are the 4 options. I think I had the option to put kid sizing on and just decided not to. Also, there are lots of different colors. Yeah. So pay to hire, are we doing that as its own state? Pay to hire. What else do you do in this state? I guess that's about it. So I think we should split this. Wait for payment. On click, spawn pay to hire dialog. Is this asphalt or slate gray? I don't recall. View order details. Here it is. Oh, wait, where is this? Sorry, give me a sec. I'm trying to find this. There it is. Asphalt gray. I got the asphalt gray. Glad I didn't just say that from memory because I thought it would have been slate. All right, so what are the states that we have over here? Beginning, pay to hire first adventurer, hire first adventurer, waiting for first battle, tell player about battling, nudge player about battling, standby. I think it should be waiting for payment again. How does this one work? Show a dialogue. Entity is not clickable. And then show this, but with false. And then transition to hire first adventurer. Okay, I see. It looks a little light for the asphalt. Yeah. There was a tag that came on it and I threw it out yesterday. I just read it from the Amazon order page, but I am questioning this. Let me take one more look and make certain that I'm not. It's this one. It says delivered, view order details. Yeah, okay, yes. It definitely says this. Asphalt gray. Yeah. Still wear Botland shirts? Every time you watch one of Altman's streams, you should wear your Botland shirt. Okay, so this should probably just be called wait for payment or something. Nah, whatever. All right, when you click it, we're gonna make it spawn a dialogue, or I guess go to a different state. It's like beginning state. Yeah. Clicked is going to transition into pay to hire adventurer, not pay to hire first adventurer. Pay to hire adventurer. Okay, so you're not clickable. You spawn this with true, and then you go to hire adventurer. Yeah, so now that's not a problem, and just that's a problem. So hire first adventurer, we save as hire adventurer. Get rid of the word first, and then transition back to standby, I guess. We need to figure out what we're doing at the maximum number of adventurers. Yeah. All right, let's see. That should work, I think. Yeah, turn in your shirt for an upgrade. Hey, Pre-Technic. Now let's try this out. So we hire our first adventurer. And now when we click this, oh yeah, we got to start a battle first. Now when we click this, it does nothing. Pay to hire adventurer does not exist in the state machine. Oh yeah, whoops. Whoopsie doodle. Pay to hire, new hire. Yeah, full cost, no discount upgrade. That also gives you a separate shirt. Definitely still an upgrade. All right, so we do this, hire again, just making sure this is working correctly, and then click. All right, there we go. Do you want to hire another adventurer? This one will cost you 50 gold. Now we can close this, and it just breaks. Yeah, I never accounted for you closing the dialogue. 2 to the 5th. Welcome back, Pre-Technic. And thank you. Yeah, making it 2 to the 6th is quite a long amount of time from now. I know it's double every time, obviously, but it's very different from 1 month to 2 months. Okay, so in standby, we go to pay to hire, and pay to hire. When you close this, we need to transition back to standby. There's no on close. There's just on paid. Yeah, we apparently didn't need this. Didn't we? Did this for something else, right? The hire adventure dialogue? I don't remember. I guess we could just look up here. No, there's just on hired. Something has this. What was this? It's got to be one of the dialogues. Maybe this one? On close. There it is. Yeah. I just want to make sure I'm not doing anything wrong when I have this. So we just put this here. And just like in text dialog, on close gets invoked in the close function. And then what am I doing? I'm working on a game called Skeleseller, and I'll show you the game in just a sec. Right now, what I'm doing specifically is I'm working on the new player experience. There's a guild master that you hire, and when you choose no to one of their options, it just locks you into a certain state. So we're trying to fix that. All right, so this on close definitely works. Let's go find out where we did this. Here it is. On close dialog, which just transitions into a different state. Yeah. So we want that same thing over here. On closed, transition back to standby. Perfect. Anyone catch my lie there? That a 5-bit encoded QR code needs a bit for something else? I don't know. All right, so yeah, this is the first thing you'll see when you open the game. We're also going to probably hide that menu. In fact, if I didn't already write that down, did I write that down? Just hide the entire town menu until you battled. Yeah. Actually, maybe not even until you've battled. You don't even have adventurer skills until you've, well, I guess when you hire an adventurer. Anyway, so we build the guild. We can now choose to hire, and then we can say, oh, well, we need to enter them into a battle. And then we need to say not now, and we should be able to just click this. Yeah. So once we get the money, that lit up. Now we can click hire again. Wait, did that cost? What just happened? Oh, darn it. I wasn't paying attention. Okay, let's try that again. Whoops. Build this, we hire this. How much money do we have? 10,030. So when we click hire here, it should subtract 50. Yes. We have no way of closing this dialogue. But then we could just do that later. All right, so now you can pick which one you want to hire, and you won't spend the money again. It's just going to be the archer. So we're at 9,980. We're still at 9,980. Good. Now we should be able to hire another one. Yeah. So unfortunately, I need to do this until we don't have any more we can hire and see what happens. Oh, nice. Wow, perfect. How is that happening, though? Oh, it's the pay to hire dialogue, and when you click it, it closes it, right? Hire button, not hide. Yeah, wow, perfect. Cool. Yeah, that's working. Shirt hype. Izzy Wubs. There we go. All right. Looks good. Looks good. There's really nothing controversial I did here. Yeah, it's all pretty straightforward. So allow hiring more adventurers. The guild master had an empty standby state before this. Why is this not working? There we go. Okay, I think I should probably take a break. Yeah, it's been about 2 hours. Yeah, we just got to work through all these things still. Okay, yeah, I'll take a little bit of a break. Is it jump time? It's jump time. For those who haven't seen this, just type join in Twitch chat and then type J and a number to jump. Why can't I backward video? If you're watching on YouTube, you should be able to. Anyway, I'm gonna take my break. I'll be back in a little bit. Have fun playing Jump Royale. Zoe, close the game. I scroll through Twitch chat really quickly, and I just see in all caps, Adam. What happened? Did you fall off? Didn't let me send you more than once. Oh, so that you know, in the future, you can just put any garbage after the U. Like any of these will be exactly the same as if you just type U. Hey, Resfriato. Here's some more examples of garbage, because I know this is necessary. Could also just type garbage, maybe trash can icon. Yeah, like J -1 is also a pretty good way of doing this. Did I create this? Yeah, I created that a while ago in, I think, 3 days. And then since then, we've been updating it. Largely Darkstorm's been updating it. Yeah, you can also alternate between L and R if you want to. But that is a publicly viewable source. And yeah, I guess 9 months ago. That's roughly when we started. Okay, can't close the Guildmaster's dialogue about having hired all the adventurers if you grant them at the beginning of the game. Let's go take a look. Get massive ASMR vibes. I mean, you can just put a post-it note at the bottom right of your screen. You don't really need that part, right? Let's just use the rest of your screen. Oh, nice, Funky Monkey. Yeah, again, just to be clear, you'd be buying this exact version. I have not updated the logo to be higher up since I started the stream. So if you're cool with this version, then awesome. And if you want it to be slightly higher, then I suggest canceling the order, and I will probably be raising a little bit. Yeah, Darkstorm was played quite a lot. I mean, even if Darkstorm didn't work on the game, at this point, there's like, what, 200 something total games played or whatever. Yeah. Am I a freelancer? I've typed in the job command, which I think answers your question, but if not, feel free to ask. But I think the short answer is no. Okay, so what did we do here? We hire, and then we unlock all, and then I think this is only a case. Yeah, this is not a problem. The problem is when we do this before you even hired your first adventurer. Or Google Now, yeah. Do you like it? Because I was not a fan. And I've got a whole thing about why I was not a fan there. The lower artwork will cover my growing pure belly, okay. Yeah, so you get stuck in this state. Or how do we get you out of this state? Let's pay to hire the first adventurer. Okay, I see. Because the close button won't exist. This is because the close button doesn't exist on the first dialogue. So options have some special code there to detect that you're in this state. I don't like that. Or when unlocking all adventurers, do something with the Guildmaster. Not even sure what yet. I'm glad you like him, Resfriato. Yeah. Hey, Pressel. Pressel, thanks for typing up some of what you did and sharing the piano sounds and everything. I see what you're saying. I had added some reverb in the mixer. Where's the mixer? There. I added some reverb here. It wasn't anything too crazy, and I want to experiment more with this. But I think I see what you're saying, so I'm going to try a little bit more with that. I do like the piano as an instrument, though, so I want to use it as an instrument. I just need to tweak the sound. Oh, and sales. Okay, yeah, that is probably very different. Yeah. A t-shirt surely looks odd after so many collar shirts. I know. I'm going to occasionally wear just Skeleseller t-shirts, but I'm not going to like change my brand, I guess. What would be funny is if I wore a button-down shirt under this, so I had long sleeves. Now I can say that you haven't seen me outside of a button-down shirt. I like the idea of changing this from the debug function. But what we could do is we could have, no, this is all just debug stuff. Do we have a reference to the Guildmaster? We don't. We could get the shop though. Oh, because the guild doesn't even exist at first. We say building.init and then what? Buildings node. Okay, so we could get the guild, get the Guildmaster, then change you out of this state. I don't know how I feel about that, but I don't think I like it. Yeah, I don't think I like that. All right, I think we're just going to do something special here then. Oh, this is kind of stupid, isn't it? Does the Guildmaster have a town component? They just have a town directly. Okay, so what we could do is we could put a signal on when you've hired an adventurer. Yeah. All right, I'll do this, but I think this is kind of stupid. So we have to make this public. Actually, we don't have to. We could just say, we just have like a get town. I mean, at that point, we're pretty much making it public. Get private set. Remove underscores, sure. Field should not follow a property. An event should not follow a property. There we go. All right, so what are we doing here? We are going to find out when you've hired an adventurer. Add adventurer. Hired adventurer, there it was. Yeah. So we want to know that this happened. Entity, town, hired adventurer. Transition into, I don't even know what. This can only happen from debug code. What state should you be in? Hired your first, I guess waiting for first battle? Yeah, but you might have already battled too, right? Maybe just stand by. Yeah, maybe stand by. This can only happen as the result of a debug function to unlock adventurers. But still, as a developer, I don't want to get stuck in this state. So this code is important. I was wearing a green screen shirt and you're seeing the logo straight through it. Need any further help even with the reverb settings just happening? Yeah, thanks. By the way, I'm guessing you typed in the chords that you ended up playing with that piano sound? Because I liked it. It's a very, very different sound than the town music, but it was cool to hear still. Too late to follow up this game when you start a new project? I don't think you're too late to follow it, especially now. I feel like we're getting more and more into things that you can actually appreciate and see, as opposed to like, hey, we're making the battle system, and it was like a week of just digging through code the whole time. Hey, Hio. And welcome. But anyway, when I start a new project, probably like 5 or 6 months from now, maybe 7 months, something like that. If there's anything you're curious about, by the way, feel free to ask me. I don't mind filling in some blanks here. The game itself is not that close to finished. Like the basic gameplay loop is there. You can hire adventurers. That is a problem because of that. Okay, yeah, I see what I did. I broke this. This is only when you hire an adventurer through different means. Casey, yeah, I should build a game about it. Thanks for the resub. Let me think. So unpaid happens after you've hired the adventurer, which is what transitions into the standby state. So there's no way to know that we've hired it through different means, is there? Think about this. Do I write unit tests? Not really, no. We've got some very basic ones, but in general, it's very tough to get everything done as it is. And we don't have any like customers we're supporting right now, basically. So it's more important to just move fast at this point. I want to see code more. Yeah. Well, if you want to catch up on that, I mean, you could always take a look at 1 or 2 of the old videos. If you go to my stream on YouTube and click live, I think, yeah, you should just be able to see all the streams. I'm not saying go watch, whatever this is, 100 something plus hours worth of content. I'm just saying if you did want to see, okay, how did it get started? Okay, now that I've got an idea, like let's take a look at where he is now. Otherwise, it's totally fine. Yeah, come back in 7 months. I don't want to dictate how you watch the stream. Okay, so this is not going to work because this is for hiring adventurers through any means. I guess all we really care about is through the debug means, which we could do. We have unlock all adventurers. That's the only way that this thing can happen. So we could just transition you out of this state there. Is that going to work? Let me think. Yeah, I think that should work. Hired adventurer. So this will be like unlocked all adventurers. And we just don't have anything else that goes in the action there. And then put this in here. That was supposed to be this function. All right. And we have to do this before we call hire. Yeah, and the only thing that's going to listen to this is this. Delegate action does not take an argument. Yep. This can only happen as a result of a debug function, but still, as a developer, I don't want to get stuck in a state. Yeah. Writing unit tests is unenjoyable. I don't think it's always unenjoyable to write it. It takes time for sure. And a lot of the problem when you're developing a game in a small team and you haven't it's not out yet is you don't even know if the features you're making are going to be important. Like we've gutted parts of the code before. We would also have to gut those tests, and it just represents like a double time investment whenever you do that. All right, so if I click on lock, I guess you'll run into a problem here too. Yeah. Although that's not correct, is it? That wasn't the state transition I was trying to test. It was this that I was trying to test. Yeah, there's no way to exit this. Because you're not even the pay to hire. You're in some other thing. I actually did buy a domain as well, Dead Robot. We now have skeleseller.com. And there's just nothing on the site yet. But I want to add something. I actually think it'd be cool to add in the character going in restocking items and having customers buy stuff, like write a tiny little JavaScript game almost. But that's also a time commitment. This is a waste of my time. I shouldn't even be doing this. If you get stuck in this state, then so what? Yeah. I don't think this is important. And if it happens enough, then fine, we'll try to fix it later, but I'm not going to struggle with this any longer. We have more important things to do. Let me just revert this and just write down that this is a problem. Let's put it in here. It is a fun idea. I don't know how many people will even make it to the landing site. Update, not worth tackling this now. You can only hit this problem if you're using debug code. And we can just ignore the guild master in that case. What's my tech profile? You mean like how did I get here, I guess? I don't share the entire thing, but that command is, I guess, as close as you'd get to it. Make sure pay to hire adventure dialog can only close when paying to hire your second adventurer later. I think we already tested this. Excuse me. Man. Hang on one sec. Let me just keep coughing. Whoops. Oh. Wow. Okay, so now when we go to hire another adventurer, yeah, we can say no now. Yeah, that's perfect. Did some stuff, did some things, did more stuff. Exclusive admin adventure. Have you seen the artwork? This, hang on, let me open this on my other monitor really fast. Wait, where'd it go? There it is. I'll save this on my machine so that this isn't a problem in the future. All right. I could be a character in the game. I will probably be a customer though. Save Adam as a customer. Oh, you have. Okay, yeah. Yeah. I should be wearing a Skeleseller shirt. Let's find a way to draw that in 16 by 20 pixels. Okay, so this is done. Spawn the new adventurer close to the guild, or maybe have the portal be nearby and they come from the portal. This should be done after we incorporate the new town. So incorporate the new town PR and then consider this. Like, yeah, this is stuff I want to tackle soon. Before checkpoint number 3. There. And I wrote the thing about music, right? No, I didn't. We got to bump that down there too. Straight down the list. There we go. When can we adventure to Boatland? Man, every game is interconnected. So hide the entire town menu until you've battled. Let's go take a look at that. So you have player skills, which definitely don't matter at the beginning of the game. Your money, which I think does matter. And adventurer skills. Player skills get unlocked only when you get the skill point, I guess. Yeah, that's how we should probably do things. So how is this going to work? You start a battle, you win the battle, you build the alchemist. You then grant a whole bunch of things, grant a bunch of items. Is there a green potion there? There is. But we can't get it. We can't get it because it's buried under all these other things. All right, let's build that. Grant most things. All right, give me that green potion. It's gone. Give me that green potion. There. Quest available. I just want to see if that highlights green when we complete the quest. Unfortunately, there are... Here, there were 2 potions. There's the third, I think. So they should go place it in there. Yeah. All right. Now, will this turn green when they put those in? 1, 2, 3. Yep, it did. Okay. Well, I think that should also show this for the first time. So I don't think the player skills thing should be visible until you've completed your first quest. Oh man, if this turned into Botland, that would be a shame. A big shame. They're all just walking around with armors and stuff because I didn't build these things. There. You can be free from the curse of carrying items forever. There. They're free. Then we can just make them carry more items. I think this is going to be really cool once you get to this point in the game. You're just like, I built this machine. Life of a Programmer 1, I think I got rid of a lot of those. Oh no, it just doesn't have a 1. It's just Life of a Programmer. Yeah, there you go. That's silly. So hide the town menu until you've battled. We could do that. I think for sure we need to hide the player's skills until you've unlocked your first point. How do we want to do that? That is town menu. And we have the toggle skell tree button. So I guess we're just going to hide that by default. What is big boy Adam doing? I've got the today command at any given time. We're working toward the launch of version 0.3, which is going to be next Friday. So not this one, but next Friday. And there's just a lot to do. Yeah. So right now it's trying to make sure the new player experience is good. So I'm trying to remove options from the game menu until you actually need them. So how do we find out that you have a skell point? Where do we even keep track of this? In here? Skell points right there. Yeah. So we need to know that you have gotten a skell point at some point. Which means we could either check this or check your player abilities. But I think it's probably best to just put a boolean here. Private bool, like, has unlocked skell tree. And this will just be false by default. And the first time you get a point, we will consider you to have unlocked it. We also need to save that you've unlocked this. Public bool has unlocked Skeletree. Get set. All right, equals has unlocked. Now there's a load somewhere. Yeah, so we initialize this. We should just initialize. We can't do that. All right, well, whatever. We can do that. It's called player abilities save data. Yeah, I guess that's fair. Okay, so if you've unlocked it or if you haven't unlocked it, we now need to set the buttons enabled state properly. And that's what comes from here. And we don't even have a load function, do we? We do. Interesting. So we need to pass in the save data here. Player ability save data, save data. And if save data has unlocked, then show this thing. That'll work. And now when you get your first skull point, we need to say that you've unlocked this. If skull points greater than 0, then as unlocked equals true. And there's still one problem, which is that the town menu needs to listen to the change in the Skeletree here. Sure, for a game, things are heating up. They are. They are. We'll have the Steam page up at some point. Unfortunately, it doesn't work right now. Well, it doesn't even work if I do that. Yeah, it doesn't work right now, but it looks like this. So just like any other Steam page, pretty much. But yeah, it's not accessible yet. It's got to get approved by Valve. And then you can click, where is it? Oh, I can't wishlist a game I already own, I guess. Yeah, I guess you can't. Well, anyway, there should be a wishlist button here somewhere. Yeah, hopefully soon. Well, the release date is just a random guess. I think it said February 6th. That's, yeah, total guess. And thanks, Yub. Let me know if that's how you want your name pronounced or something else. Happy to change it. Yeah, so the only thing I'm trying to think of here is we have the town menu accessible here and we have the Skeletree available here. So we probably need to, when we set this up, listen to the other one. So the menu listens to the Skeletree. Means we got to do this in the right order. Skeletree. We initialized that. We have a reference to it though. That exists here. And where do we initialize the town menu? Set a menu right there. Okay, yeah, this should be doable. So, oh wait, maybe it'd be smarter to do it this way and just listen directly in here. We get the town, load a game from save. Load a game from save should maybe pass in literally the entire save data. Is there anywhere else we do this? Update selected character. Okay, this is maybe not smart. I can read this from here. But the Skeletree could also just admit that you unlocked it. Yeah. Unlocked Skeletree. Give me a sec. So unlock Skeletree. Put this way down here. There. Set this to true and then emit this thing. Oh, I see. Set. No, this should just be called unlock Skeletree. Yeah, so then this needs to change. Good. And when we load from save data, that's where we also do this. So if player ability save data has unlocked, then call the function. Okay, good. So then the listener can be over here somewhere. We need to get the skill tree, I guess. Which we don't have an easy way of doing that unless I go change this. Okay, public skill tree. Get private set. Then put this somewhere down here. Yep. Then in the town menu, we should be able to listen to it. So we don't need to do this anymore. We just need that change. All right. Town skill tree unlocked. Yeah, that's it. I think that'll work. We just got to test that now. Still plan on maintaining the game after its release, like adding more content? I think it depends on how it does. So let's say nobody downloads the game at all. Then no, I'm not going to maintain the game. And if it gets kind of like middling sales, I don't think it's worth probably adding new content. I think that's more of a marketing problem. It could be a game problem. Hopefully we have a good enough indicator of how well it's going to do, though, based on the checkpoints. Excuse me. So anyone watching now, if you can, please remember that on September 27th, let me make sure that's actually the date that I'm targeting here. That's a Friday, right? Yeah, September 27th is when version 0.3 is going to be out. It is still an alpha version of the game, so it won't have all the content. Not all content, not all maybe even features, but it'll be playable and it'll be free to play. So please do try it out then. Wham! Almost a little sub baby indeed. Welcome back. Haven't seen you in a while. How have things been going? At least 2 people from chat. I think 2 people is not worth maintaining the game for. Also started messing with the Joe. Cool. You doing something for your new cool table? Need a projector screen overhead. Project heretofore unheard of games. Let's go try this out. So you should not have access to the Skell tree until you unlock your first point. And I don't know how you get your first point. Yeah, so it just says adventurer skills. I think if we click debug grant, it should just, yeah, nice. It made it available. All right, now what we need to do is save the game and try loading it. That also worked, nice. All right, but what happens if we save the game at the very beginning and try loading it? Game will always be there for people to try out. Yes, exactly. And that's a nice thing about not having made an online game, is that it's still gonna just be there. Nice, this is working. Just simply stream one side of the table. Don't need to watch the other side. Super unnecessary. I think that's a good idea. I think there are a lot of those sorts of issues with board games where it'd be nice if there was like a little robot attendant that could go move things around on the board or show you things or talk to you. Like sometimes you do want to play a board game, but there are the little bits of tedium that exist with it. And that's usually what makes me not ever want to play board games. I think the last one I played, my wife and I went to, there's a place nearby, and Gwen probably knows about it, but you go there, it's like a restaurant, and then they also have a ton of board games, and you can take any one of them that you want and play while you're there in the restaurant. And my wife and I tried the Stardew Valley board game. It was pretty good. We both like Stardew Valley. It was very involved. Like, I think if you didn't like Stardew Valley, you'd probably have a hard time enjoying the game. Well, we played one game, and the total time it took was like 3 hours. Version 3 is going to be fully fledged AI. I don't even need to play with other humans. Yeah, Mox. I haven't heard of that other one. Did I lose, or did we lose? No, we ended up winning. Board Game Cafe. Oh, no, I haven't heard of this. This has interesting decor. Yeah. Neat. It's very nerdy. Mox seems pretty approachable. Like we've gone in and we've gone in a couple times, I guess, and we've asked like, hey, we're new to games. We want one that lasts for this long or is competitive or is for 4 people or something. And they're pretty good at suggesting things. I don't know if it's different at that other place. Okay, so this is now done. Check this in. Yep. Yeah, it looks good. There was a name change, which is why it looks like it's a very large change, but it's really just me capitalizing Skeletree. Okay, so hide the Skeletree until you unlock it. That way it doesn't show in the town menu for new players. We could do the same thing for adventurers. I'm less concerned about that. But we would hide that until you've leveled up, maybe? Yeah, that could work. Like that way all you see is money at the top left. And I don't think money is going to be confusing for new players. I think that's obvious enough. Hey, that's how much money you have. And you'll see that you're spending it as you do this stuff. Yeah. So adventurer skills, I feel like we should hide that too. Hide adventurer skills until you... Oh, you can't level up without that menu present though. Maybe until you've built your first shop? No, I'm not going to do anything about that for now. We'll just leave that. Hey, Chris. It's going well. We're making slow and steady progress. A lot of Friday was spent making this Guildmaster state machine, which itself is not too crazy, although figuring out the generics for all of this was a little bit crazy. But that let us do this, which is have a bunch of states for the Guildmaster and get rid of all the crazy if statements we had. And now we can focus on other parts of the new player experience. When you click win battle while transitioning, it seems to produce an error. Okay, that we're not going to fix now. That's not important. This is a debug function, so people don't have access to this. So if it's a problem now, then it doesn't really make a difference. Probably slowly pan the camera back to the Guildmaster when you get your first item so they can tell you what to do. Then when you choose OK from that dialogue, it should pan to the Alchemist side. You like the shirt? Thanks. Yeah. I think leaving that button makes sense. Perhaps people the buttons will exist in that spot. Yeah. Yeah. This is done. I'm gonna hold off on this for now. The old flow stuff we don't need here anymore. I think we need to delete all of that. This is all done. This doesn't matter anymore. Prevent Guildmaster from letting close the dialogue. That's done. Fix this problem with a nudge. Is this even a problem anymore? I think this is before I did all of the new stuff. Yeah, I tested this. I think this is gone. Okay, get rid of the nudge label is next. But we need to see what it was nudging you about. So what are the messages it could give you? Welcome to an early alpha of Skeleseller. I do want this to show somewhere because no matter how hard you try, you can never get everybody on the same page about things. So I guess as good as you can do this, maybe put it into the game. So I do want a title screen eventually. What if we had one that was just like the logo and then said something like, this version represents an early alpha of the game. A lot is missing. I don't know. Please keep your feedback in mind and provide it at the end or something like that. I don't know. It could say something that just kind of preps you for here's the thing you're about to play. Yeah, the link to the Steam page is something I've got. Yeah, add a wish list link to the game. Yeah. But I wonder if putting this in is a good idea. We need a title screen eventually. We have the logo. Oh, on the title screen, also on the pause screen. Yeah. Probably to both the title screen and the pause screen. And maybe even just show it after they complete the objectives in the game. So should we make a title screen? Let me take a look at something. How would this artwork look in the game itself? If this were the title screen, where would we put all the choices? I think I'd want the logo maybe at the top. Maybe, no, maybe we don't have this done as a title screen. Or maybe we shift it to the side a bit or something and then put the options over here. Because if you were going to put some buttons for you to press, you'd want it in the least busy space, which would put it all at the top, which I think would be a little unusual. You could also just put like panels over this stuff. Did I do this artwork? No, I don't do any artwork. This is all Quickie Joe. And it's great. Yeah, I don't know what we would do for the title screen. I think we could use this. Yeah, I think we could use this. We'd need to probably reposition some elements. All right, maybe I shouldn't think about it too much. And the other thing I was thinking is if you look at like Stardew Valley, I don't know, title screen, the way they did this, or I guess I should say Eric Brown did this, is this. Well, for one, the background art is very simple. It is just clouds and the sky. And then there are these panels that show up so that it doesn't matter how busy the background would be, you could still see this. But yeah, I think we just need to, I don't know, we got to do something about this. Maybe I'll just throw it in the game anyway, and we'll just put some buttons on top, but then we can't put this text there either, right? You wouldn't be able to read it. I don't know. I'm torn. I'm very torn. All right, well, let's just write that as a consideration. Hey, Spurman. Yeah, more localization. Fun. Consider adding a basic title screen with a brief note about how the game is still in alpha. And I'd like feedback. Okay, so ignoring that, we had that. Welcome to an early alpha of Skeleseller. The next one, start a battle. That's already done. So this we're going to delete. This is already finished. Wow. Okay, how about let's not modify the code. Let's copy paste this into another thing and tab it back and turn it into plain text. All right, so this is, I'll just say done. This is done. Upgrade storeroom. This isn't even really doable anymore. I don't think this really fits. Provide feedback. A quest has become available. So we got to talk about quests and skill points. And the storeroom. Feedback. Yeah, I want feedback, but I think most of the people watch the stream anyway. So I think we can just ignore that for now. So these things, I don't even know who should talk about this. Can't always be the guild master, and you might not even be looking at where the guild master is in the world, in which case you wouldn't see a message if it's there anyway. Oh, we could use the notification system. Oh. Yeah, in fact, let me show what this looks like. Updated, something more like this would look nice. Yes, it would. Yeah, I think we need a version of the logo that doesn't have the shadow, maybe. Oh, I recognize this is just a quick mock-up. Yeah, let me write a message to talk about this. So tonight there was something I needed to do. T-shirt, move logo up, and talk to Quickie Joe about just getting a passable title screen out of the graphics he's already made. E.g. something like this. I can export one out probably. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Or ski. Try notifications for this, question mark. Okay, so let's go try that out. We have the notifier. There it is. And we have a function for create regular. So we also have a create persistent. So I'm thinking is, what if, how about I just put this in start game for right now? I just want to test this out. And it says something like, welcome to an early alpha. Or how about something we actually know we're going to say? Please don't forget to provide feedback. Color dot, who cares? Yeah, now let's try that. So persistent node, oh, that's regular. I meant persistent. Whoops. Abort. Create persistent. What's it called? There it is. Yeah, why is that not showing up? Oh, weird. There it goes. Colors.green. So this will spawn as soon as we start the game, and it'll never go away. You would need to click it. So for one, I think we need to make it more obvious, like a click to dismiss inside that notifier. Are these rich text labels? How do we create one of these? Notification box. Do you have a rich text label? You just have a regular label. Okay, let's make it a rich text label probably. Notification box. Text contents, yeah. Hey, Skitter Cat. Here to send it without the shadow. Exported it and DM'd it to you. Thanks, cool, yeah. Also, Ski, what's your vote? Title screen for the next checkpoint or no? It would be a very like quick and dirty title screen. All right, so we're just going to change this to a rich text label. And then I think that's going to break because we don't have fit content set to true. So I think I need to set that to true. Let's get some lorem ipsum text. It doesn't need to be truly the lorem ipsum text. There's need to be a lot of stuff. This has a scroll thing on it. Do we need fit content? Ah, there we go. Yes, perfect. Okay, so text. And now we change this to a rich text label and replace that. And then anywhere else that this would be a problem? Nope. Okay, so any persistent notification should probably add text if is persistent text plus equals /n/n color equals gray. It kind of already had what I wanted there. Yeah, click to dismiss. Now let's see what that looks like. Nice polish thing, but I don't think it's required. I think having the wishlist button somewhere easily accessible is important, but if that's a title screen or pause screen or whatever, it's fine either way. Other work to do, I think it should take priority. Yeah, so I think there is a massive new player experience problem, which is setting expectations. And I think some of those expectations are things like the game is largely automatic. Actually, that's maybe one of the biggest ones. So maybe the guildmaster could tell you, like, hey, welcome to Skeleseller. Normally, the game would have shown you an intro cutscene. I don't know. Yeah, I'm torn. But yeah, I guess if we can get it done quickly enough, then we could at least have it. I don't think the title screen would take very long to just kind of quickly hack together, especially if you can never go back to it. Well, that didn't work. Forgot to click that checkbox. There we go. Please don't forget to provide feedback. Click to dismiss. Didn't seem like that first click worked. Sentences or two saying what your goal is. Yeah, weird. We can't click this. It's only from... Wait, what? How did I dismiss it in the first place? What? What did I mess up? Huh, that's strange. Yeah, I'll scale myself. I'll clone myself. I wonder if it's because it's set to stop. If I set it to pass, does this work? Yeah, it does. Okay, that's why. Okay, so let's try that one more time. Yeah, perfect. So we could show you that. A persistent notification saying whatever it was I wanted to tell you about, like you have a new quest. And it could say like click to show me where. But we need something in the UI that just makes this more obvious anyway. I don't know. I don't think notifications are the way to do this, though. I think we just delete the nudge label. And yeah, I think we just delete the nudge label. I'm also not sure I'm a fan of this. We don't have any on-click function other than just dismissing the notification. But it could be something context sensitive, like, hey, you have a skill point. So it opens up the skill tree, for example. Mouse entered, mouse exited. And GUI input, clicking it, slide out, yeah. We're gonna see man versus to do streams for this game. I'm not sure. Right now we're in launch prep, so probably I'm gonna add more things than we remove. But at some point, I want to spend my Tuesdays and Thursdays going through some of this stuff. Like Saturday, I spent a good amount of time on the music. I could, I guess, stream that too if I want to drive everybody crazy. It's getting there. It's almost done, and that's one track. Yeah, I'm very daunted by the amount of work that's left to be done. Click it to see all the notifications, and you click the notification to go to whatever. Yeah, something like that could work. I think for quests, you'd probably want them to be on screen at all times, to the point where we should probably even work it right into the UI. Oh, I don't know what that's going to look like either. How about this? Let's delete this nudge label for right now. Hey, cat. Shirt is fire. Thanks. Man versus to do were some of my favorite streams. Really? Man, I always felt like the interaction on those streams was lower than normal. And I just felt like I needed to do them. You know what's nice about a lot of this nudge label stuff is that it already had all the events set up. Like, if we get rid of this, does this exist anywhere else in the code base? And I find myself having to restart VS Code a whole bunch. And I don't like having to do that. But yeah, some of this just breaks and then never comes back. Modified. So the town menu used it as well. Okay, so that's not going to be a problem. What else do we have? On quest accepted. What about you? You were only used by the nudge label. Okay. Well, we might need it in the future. On quest became available. I guess the same general thing. Upgraded storeroom. Yeah. I think we're just going to delete this stuff. Is there anything that's actually useful in here? No. Yeah, no. Take care, Matt. Thanks for dropping in. And thanks for the comment. Excuse me. Okay, I'm deleting this. Oh, goodbye, nudge label. Goodbye. It also exists somewhere else. I don't remember where else. I think in the town itself. Yeah, missing dependency. Open anyway. Where are you? There you are. Delete you. Goodbye, nudge label. You've served us well. Init this. Yeah, that was it. Now all the nudge labels are gone. Yeah. Now what's that battle nudge? Is that the guildmaster? Yeah, that's guildmaster. That's fine. Okay, so can we run the game again? Or is this going to cause an error? Oh, I got to delete that. Don't forget to provide feedback. Don't forget to provide feedback. There. And close this. Okay, so if we were to build the guild, we can now go over here. There's nothing in this part of the world anymore. Yeah. So we've gotten rid of that. And that means that the game now needs to lift its own weight. I also think we need to move this notification box so that it's not overlapping with the menu up there. We could position it always such that it's beneath the menu, but we need to do that for sure. Move the notifications so that they're below the town menu. We can just use controls and no code to do this. What is that text box? Yeah, that's a quick search thing. I think, do I have any command about this? No, I don't. Yeah. Anyway, quick search text. The keyboard shortcut that I'm using is Command Shift F, and it is copy command ID. Excuse me. I think that's it. I think we just delete this. We probably do need to figure out though what we're doing with quests and making them visible. Yeah. Figure out how to make it clear that you have a quest. So the notification stuff is technically its own separate commit. So this and this and this can all be checked in. Add note about persistent notifications. The notification itself will now tell you that you can click to dismiss it. Nothing actually spawns these notifications yet. All right, now we got rid of the nudge label. Yep, everything's just deleted. Yeah. Thanks, Stockton. It was just some text floating in the world. The guild master now tells you about battling, but nothing is there yet to replace the bits about quests, player-wide skill points, or what was the other thing? What was the other thing? I had it written here. Oh, the storeroom. Or the storeroom. I'll eventually need to add some other way for the player to learn about these in the game. All right, move notifications. Where do these show up? Probably in town, this one. Notifier, there it is. Okay, so what if we just put this alongside the town menu inside a VBox container? That might not work, but maybe it does. Town menu, and that got really small. Let's run this before I do anything and see if it was that small anyway. I don't think so, though. No, it's definitely wider. So why did this shrink? I guess just because this didn't have a size. Oh, the VBox container could just have a bigger size, yeah. There, perfect. And then put the notifier right beneath that. Now that might work, it might not. Let's go try that out. How do we create notifications? I guess like this. Okay, unfortunately it expanded the size of this dialogue so that once all these close, it's probably going to shrink again. Yeah. Well, that's a problem. I guess what we would want to do is just set a container sizing of shrink begin and then set the minimum width to be whatever it used to be. I don't know what it used to be though, so we got to go look at the town scene. Where's the menu? There's the menu. The menu doesn't have anything in it. How did how did we size this thing? Here it is. No, no, that's offset. Where's size? Huh. I don't know what that size was. Maybe it was just some default thing. Well, whatever. It just needs to be something that looked good. So let's set it to 200. Yeah, sure. And now the notifier should be able to go beyond that size. So if we just run this in the game. Oh, there's no way to spawn another notification, is there? Maybe this way? No, not that way. How do you spawn another notification? I can't think of any other. Huh, okay, well, I guess we just need to restart the game then. Or I should make a quick feature to just spawn notifications. Yeah, it's good. That's all I wanted. I don't want this overlaying on top of the menu. And if you give yourself skill points, yeah, it just bumps it down. Yeah, perfect. It's good enough for right now. Move notifications so that they don't block the menu. That won't fit. They used to be able to block the town menu. They can still block the debug menu, I guess. Yeah. So if I do this and click unlock. No, the debug menu blocks them. Okay, that's not a problem. That's all we changed in the scene. Yeah, perfect. No code. We're panning the camera, enemies and stuff. Tooltips on guildmasters, adventurers. Yeah, so this we still have to do. The other things I want to do are add the battle idle animations. It's not difficult work. It's just we've got to refactor a bunch of stuff. Pan camera around, new user stuff, get rid of the nudge label, change the battle window to remove some of the information. Yeah, we got to do that too. Add a close button to the battle window. Okay. Yeah. So tooltips, I started writing some code for that. And I saved it somewhere. Here it is. Add tooltips describing the classes. So add a tooltip scene to party section by class just to test. Problem is that this UI is affected by the camera and we don't have a function of position based on what the camera sees in the viewport. Oh. I never figured this out. Party section by class. So we add a tooltip in here. Actually, I guess it's like this, right? Yeah, make that unique. Then in this add party member, we do this. Party section, what's it called? Party section by class. Party section by class. Add this code. Okay, so set hello world. Tooltip where this content shows is control/tooltip. Just going to be tooltip, I guess. Then add the instance here. That doesn't make any sense, does it? Parent. To control and stop that stuff. I'm a little confused about that. Tooltip on parent. Tooltip on parent when it's shown, just call show. Where it shows. Okay, I see. I see. So why do we add this instance? We shouldn't have to do that, right? Oh no, I see. Got it. Got it. Got it. Okay, cool. Yep, that makes sense. Then we've got to do one other change. Then in tooltip, logic needs to be there when there's a boolean saying to set the position in world coordinates. So if I just stopped here and I were to run the game, then we would see a tooltip somewhere on these things. Yeah, it's presumably showing there, but I can't actually read any of whatever the text is. It probably doesn't have a width or something, but it has a height. But anyway, that's not the problem. We need to change something now in tooltip that does something like this. This looks like practically exactly the same code, except for it's using get local mouse position. Is that working? I think it is working. Well, sort of. Yeah, there is an issue here. Well, there are a couple of issues. For one, it's still extending the size of this dialogue, and it definitely shouldn't be doing that. And I guess the way we tried fixing this earlier was by adding in a control so that this wouldn't be considered part of the VBox container, although that's probably stupid. Let's try running that. But then the other thing we need to do is make sure it stays on screen, and I think that's going to be very, very hard to do. Yeah, so now it's not producing that extra row. And you could technically, like, if you had the adventures over here, yes, sure, you wouldn't be able to see the tooltip. You could always just drag the camera, but that's kind of a silly way of fixing this. I'd love to keep this on the screen. And yeah, the issue we're going to have is that this is actually in world coordinates. So we need to know what the camera can see and then bump it back onto the screen based on the coordinates of the tooltip. And I don't think that's easy. Yeah, there's probably some way to get the camera's extent in world coordinates. I wonder how we can do that. How about, let's go make a quick change here. Let's make it so that the guildmaster starts with that dialogue open. So they start in the beginning state, but I want them to start in the hire first adventurer state. That way, whenever I launch the game, hopefully it just shows us where I can already hover for the tooltips. And that'll save me like 4 clicks or something. Oh, I need to click build guild first, I guess. And even then, this is broken. I wonder why. Oh, because you haven't paid for an adventurer, so then hiring doesn't actually show you anything. This is a state you're normally not able to get into. How does that work? I don't actually know how that works. Hire adventurer dialogue. Somewhere we should have which classes are offered. Init. Classes offered. Get next classes to offer. Is this not called? It is. Classes offered is nothing so far. Then get next classes to offer. Whoops, I didn't press that button. I meant to press the down arrow, not the up arrow. All right, what do we have in here? New classes of rogue and mage. Yeah, that's correct. And then we return. Did it just crash or did I? Invalid program. See, this is the kind of thing I'm talking about. There's no way that the code I wrote there is bad. I think there's some problem here with Godot. Just talking about the crash. I'm not talking about my logical error here. I don't know why it's not offering me classes. Here we try adding a party member with each of these classes. That should be correct. In fact, I could just put a breakpoint there. And it should add the rogue and the mage. We're not seeing anything in that dialogue though. Oh, wait. It's just object reference not set to an instance of an object. Town.get adventurers. Maybe the town isn't set. We need to init this. It's added. Something's off. Something's definitely off. Hire first adventurer. What's going on here? Show dialogue, spawn hire dialogue. Is there any problem with this? I don't see an issue. I don't know why this would cause any sort of error here. There's one other idea that I have. And this is a little strange, but let me try this and just see if this does anything. So this can go back to beginning state, and then the beginning state can transfer us into the... It could just immediately transition us into the hire first adventurer state. If this fixes it, then it means that there's something that's not set as soon as the guildmaster comes into existence. No, it's still not working. And it's still the same problem. Where does the guildmaster come into play? No, they exist already. And they're initialized from the guild's init, which is here. Where do they get their states in ready? Interesting. So it's before init has been called. Okay, well, maybe that's a problem. Maybe we just move all this stuff down there. Yeah, because they don't have a town, of course. Oh boy. All right, now does it work? Yeah, now it works. All right, so what we need to do is get this to be in the right world coordinates. Like I said, I don't think this is going to be easy. I think there's a way to get the active camera in a scene. And we could probably do that from here. Do something like get tree.camera. Get camera, no. Root camera, get camera 2D. Yeah, so var camera equals that. And then I don't know how we get what it's looking at. And then we need to reposition our control. No, the control is being positioned fine. I don't think that's an issue. We need to get the size of the tooltip to get the screen bounds in world coordinates, and then get the size of the tooltip in world coordinates, and then reposition based on the bounds and the size. Yeah. Is there anything here that lets us get that? Custom viewport. I don't see anything so far. There's get transform. That's probably not what I want. Global scale, global skew, global transform. Limit left, right, top, bottom. Those could be it. Set position, process mode. Rotation scale, nothing quite. No, I don't see anything unless it's the limit things. What are these? Bottom scroll limit. The camera stops moving and reaching this value. Offset can view pass. Push the view past the limit. I don't think that's correct. Although we might be able to use this. Might be able to use the limits combined with like the camera's entire transform to figure out what its world coordinates are that it's looking at. But I gotta take a quick break and then we'll try to pick this up again. Okay. Let's put this up here. Positioning the tooltip on the Guildmaster dialog in world coordinates. And put this here, and we'll need to make some changes anyway. All right, is it jump time? It's jump time. Hey again, everybody. Close the game. All right. So let's spend a little bit of time trying to figure this out. Then I'll probably get lunch. Godot get camera extents in world coordinates. Oh, there's a camera.give viewport size. Get canvas transform. I get camera projection coordinate. Not quite what I want. Get the rect2d of the camera instead of the viewport. You get the position, add the size of the viewport. Might have to subtract the camera offset or use get camera screen center. Hmm. Okay, I would not have figured this out. Get viewport rect times get canvas transform. All right, I want to see how this works. So let's try this. Camera rect equals get viewport rect times get canvas transform. Now let's print that out. So I guess we don't even need this. And then I want this to happen in the camera, I guess. So not here. So anytime you do anything, how about we just have it print out every single time? Whatever. Sure. That. All right. It'll be super noisy, but at least it'll take into account zoom and panning and everything. And we can hopefully get an idea for whether this is correct. So it should just be spamming us with stuff. Yep. And as I move this, which I can't do until I build a guild, as I move this, it should be changing. So it thinks the width is 3000 by 3200. So if I zoom in, interesting. That's, well, I don't know. I don't know. That seems like the opposite of what I'd want to be doing here. So if I zoom way out, okay, now this is going to match more like the resolution of my monitor at this point. And 0, 0 in the world would be looking there. Oh, you can't look there. You can't look at 0, 0. So I guess I need to zoom in for that. And I want to figure out where it thinks 0, 0 is. So I'm trying to move this there. Or thereabouts at least. And I think this is a center camera. Does this even make sense? Camera is set to drag center. Yeah, no offset. And 0, 0 in the world, it thinks is here at this little portion of the path. So why is it? I guess the upper left of it is set there. Yeah, that might be possible. Yeah, that might be possible. So when I set the upper left to just above that rock, then that's what it thinks is 0, 0. Yeah, that's probably correct. I don't know. Yeah. Okay. So then I need to take into account where the center of the camera is, which I think should be easy enough to do. And then that'll give me where this dialogue could be. So for example, here, if we put the dialogue at the top left, and as I zoom in, we won't be able to render the whole dialogue. Yeah, okay. This'll take some figuring out still. But again, the whole point of this is so that I can get these tooltips to be nudged back onto the screen. Because our alternative is to show everything in screen coordinates, which is really tough for the guildmaster because they exist in a certain part of the world. So if you were always going to show it in screen coordinates, you would like try rendering this somewhere and then snap it back to the screen. I guess that could actually work. I never thought about that. So yeah, basically, what if you could never get this thing off of the screen? You spawn the guildmaster dialogue, so now it's just always showing. Might not be a bad idea. Although, wouldn't that still be the same problem that I'm trying to solve? I think so. Yeah, I think so. So maybe it's easier than to just test with this dialogue and just make sure it gets always snapped to the screen. And that might not be too bad. Okay. Let's go figure that out. So we wouldn't even change it here. We'd change it in the, what is this? Position tooltip near mouse. But then every time you move the camera, you need to call this function again. Yeah, I'm not happy with the prospect of doing this. I think this is going to be tough, but also I think it might not even be the effect we want, but we won't know until we've tried it. So let's go get physics process from over here. Physics process, got it. Put this into this thing for right now. Okay, great. Get the camera rect and everything. Let's delete it from here. Okay, so all we're going to do is try to position this inside of the screen. So we need to be able to figure out when it's outside of the screen. And in our case, we're getting the camera position. We need the position of the dialog in world coordinates. All right, let's try that. Print dialog position. Or how about we do local position? Get local position. There's no get local position. There's just position, I guess. And then there's a global position. All right, I don't know what the difference is just yet. One of these should be in world coordinates, probably the global position. So build this thing. So if I position this, oh, I guess the dialog is always at the same position no matter what. But if I zoom out completely, can I get, I can't get this to be aligned. I can get that to be aligned though. Oh, nice. Okay, this is kind of working. All right, so the camera is at 833, negative 833, and the dialog is at negative 835. So they're basically touching each other. Like that should now be equivalent. So this means that the dialog is in view on the left. And then we need to get the size of the dialog so that we can figure out when it's out of view on the right. So here it should be barely out of view, which means that the size of the dialog is roughly 406 pixels. But we don't know that unless we print this out, right? Print dialog size. That might not be accurate. Is there some other thing? Maybe it'll work. Okay, so the size doesn't change, but the camera's view changes. So yeah, it says 407 pixels. Okay, I mean, that's correct. And we care about the global position, not the local one. So just delete the local one and stop this from spamming me. All right, so now we want a clamp screen positioner. We want a clamp to world coordinates sort of thing. So this is going to be something like this. I'll go make this inside of the dialog over here. So public static clamp to clamp like world coordinates to screen. This is weird. Or clamp to camera. That's what I want to call this. Yes. That is the smarter name for this. So we need to take in the camera rect and then the rect of this other thing. All right, camera rect is what we're going to pass in. So clamp to camera, and we're going to set our global position based on that. Takes in the camera rect, global position, size. Turns a vector 2. There shouldn't be a dot position on that. All right, rename this. Man, if this ends up working, this really wasn't too bad. But let's see. I struggled with this for a lot longer. Oh no, it's broken. Oh, maybe it's only, okay, no, it's only broken because of the zoom level. I think the zoom is taken into account in the wrong direction. Yeah, because it's clear, it's staying on screen when I like nudge it, but only at the smallest zoom level. Which now I can't even get it to a different spot because of, yeah, it's very cool. You can bounce it between the sides of the screen now. So that's what I want. I just need to get it working for the other zoom level, and it's off by a factor of 2, it looks like. Yeah, so I'm doing something in the wrong way. This get canvas transform. I think that's why they were trying to do the inverse of this. Can we do that? What even does this represent? Turns the inverse of the transform under the assumption that the basis is invertible. Must have non-zero determinant. I'm just going to rerun this and see if it does something. But I do not know. And either way, multiplying or dividing by the zoom is probably the way we would do this otherwise. So the dialog is not even showing, which means it's probably not correct. No, it's going in the wrong direction now. But does it take zoom into account just in the wrong direction too? Yeah, it seems to. So I think we can just divide by the zoom. I think we'd be okay. How do we do that? Camera rec dot size. We probably need to change everything about it. Can I just multiply by 2? No. Can I be applied to rec to an int? What about a double? No, or a float or something. No. Yeah. All right. Well, we can just multiply everything individually, I guess. Unless rect has some sort of like multiply function. I kind of doubt it. There's grow. What does that do? The amount to grow by. I want a percentage. Is there a expand? Point to include. Well, these are pretty helpful functions. But I don't think there's exactly what I want here. Grow side has area, has point. Intersect. Merge. No. Yeah, none of this stuff. Yeah, okay. Well, then fine. Let's just multiply the individual components. So camera rect equals new rect 2. Camera rect dot position. Camera rect dot size divided by zoom. What's the zoom? This? And what, this is a vector? This doesn't even exist? Oh, it's the camera zoom. Oh my God. So we gotta get the camera for that. What am I doing? Camera 2D. Get tree. And zoom, I think might be a vector. It is. Okay, I doubt this is correct. I bet we need to change the position as well. Excuse me. But let's try it. Okay, well, it looks like it's probably producing a million issues. Yes, it is. Object net not set to an instance of an object. I guess the camera is probably not set. Yeah. Excuse me. So we can't do this? Turns currently active 2D camera. Turns null if there is no camera. There's always a camera, though, set up in the scene. So if this isn't working, then I'm not actually sure exactly what's going wrong there. We need that dialog to be on the screen, and then this is returning null. It is returning null. How do we get the camera then? Get tree dot. Can we do get camera 2D on that? Can we just call get camera 2D on this current node? No. Why is that not working? What is root? A window? And window has a camera thing? No, viewport has a camera thing. .2D. Yeah, this. Turns currently active 2D camera null if there are no active cameras. Do we have to make it active? Is that all? Huh. For someone who's currently in a software dev degree, I plan on starting to stream on Twitch to track my progress and post those VODs to YouTube. Any advice or suggestions? Yeah, I do actually have some advice. I don't know where the advice is, though. Let me see if I can find this. Did I put this here? Live streaming yourself developing. Yes. Okay. So yeah, I remember this now. I've got a blog post here, and I'll type this in chat. And then I think I also made a video. So whatever format you prefer, although the video is much, much newer. Where is it? There it is. Copy link. Okay, there. Yeah. and like I said, the blog post is much older. When was this posted? 2020. And the video I think is from like a few months ago. So probably the video is better, but I don't know. Any advice or suggestions on lunch? Man, you're the foodie. You figure it out. Yeah, and good luck, Cerebral Cortex Codex, excuse me. I think that it's a good idea to stream yourself developing, and I think I wrote this in this and I wrote it on the air and I said it in the video, but I think it's a good idea to list your goals first and then figure out if you're actually meeting your goals. Because I think it's very easy to get caught up in the sort of rat race of streaming. And I did write this in the blog post and everything, but I think view counts, follow counts, eventually subscriber counts, I think all of these things are very much in your face, and Twitch wants you to improve these things, but they might not actually help you to improve them. If all you're trying to do is learn programming, then learning programming is probably your main goal, and these things are ways to distract you. I think the other thing too is it's a very, very saturated field now, and on Twitch there is not a lot of viewership for software and game development. So right now in the entire category there's about 5,000 people. That's just not a lot. Also, like a quarter of those people are just coming from this one person. So it's like, what are the odds that these people finish watching this person and then want to go watch somebody else? Pretty slim. So Godot, get camera 2D returning null. I just don't know how it can return null when I have an active camera. I think this is a different thing. Viewport, get camera. And free. How do I get current 2D camera? They added a way to do this. I mean, there are other ways I could do this myself. I could keep track of the camera and everything. I just don't know how this can return null. That's the part I'm not understanding. Okay, let's copy the actual name of this thing. Get camera 2D. I guess it would technically be with underscores in GD script. Hey, Caleb. Something's wrong with the collar. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the resubscription. How was your weekend? There's null in a 2D scene. See this issue? This has been done. I know this exists, but it still doesn't seem like this is working. Yeah, the Skeleseller t-shirt becomes good with the monstrosity with RX.js. That sounds nice. What are you doing with it? Yeah, I'm calling the right function and everything too. All right, I don't know. I don't know what's doing this. So we'd have to get this a different way. Maybe it's because... No, I was going to say, maybe this has a different root, but it really can't. Topmost node of the scene tree and is always present. An absolute node path always starts from this node. Yeah, I don't know how this could possibly return null. We have an active camera, and this should know what the active camera is. And there's no way to set that something's an active camera. There are other ways I could kind of just sort of hack my way around this for right now so that we can test something else out. So I could make like a public static current camera. And set this to this. And when we initialize the camera, we set the current camera to this. This is super hacky. So I'm not going to keep this, but I want to see if this even works. Camera 2D camera equals camera dot current camera. Yeah, try that out. In terms of global object tree, could it be relative to the color? It should all be the same root in the end. That's the part I don't totally get. So does this now exist? It does. Okay. So who knows if the rest of this is going to work fine, but let's at least try this. I only divided one of these things. I don't even see the dialogue. Oh, there it is. Okay, so when I zoom in, all right, I think I know what I'm doing wrong. And I think it's that the position needs to be changed, scaled with this thing too. Man. So here we divided by the zoom. We could also divide by the zoom over here. I'm not actually sure which direction I should be doing this in. Oh, also we might need to divide by twice the zoom. And wouldn't the position be wrong too? I think it would be. And then this gets clamped to the camera and then needs to be multiplied by the zoom, I think. I'm not sure. I'm going to try that. Oh, building a math learning app. Specifically, I was working on syncing a local object store with a pocket-based object store. Yeah, I see. I don't think I ever really used RxJS. I think I might have like tried it briefly for something and then decided I had different needs. All right, yeah. So this is still busted when we zoom in. Possibly one of these things shouldn't be here. I don't know what. All right, I'm just going to kind of try some random stuff in the hopes that this fixes it, and then I stumble on the right solution here. This is not a smart way of doing things. Okay, so I think that actually did kind of reveal something to us here. Yeah. Back to the global position. This should also then be divided by this. So that then, and I guess this too, so that then we multiply it all afterward by the camera zoom. Who knows? If people can ask for help. Yeah. And I think that's a typically good way of choosing something. Like it's got support. It probably does what you want it to do. And you know people you can talk to, so you got resources. I feel like I'm so close to figuring this out. I think I would make some changes here, but yeah, I think this general style I think can work. I like the idea of the skeleton being there still. Anyway, yeah, I'll have to put some thought in that too. Maybe have UI elements like that on their own camera and rendered on top of the game, so you don't have to deal with zoom or pan. The thing is, they're in world coordinates. So like this shows on the guild master, and when you move away from it, I don't think you should be able to see it anymore. I'm just trying to keep the tooltips in view. So I'm testing it with this dialogue because this is a really obvious dialogue. That's all. How do you draw the line between addictive gameplay and fun gameplay? I think that's really, really difficult to do because I think that if something is fun, it will kind of almost naturally be addictive. But if something's addictive, it's not necessarily fun. And I myself, when I'm playing games, every once in a while, just sort of subconsciously ask myself the question, am I having fun? And sometimes the answer is no. And sometimes it's for a game that I would have considered fun. Like, I really like Diablo 2, but sometimes I get back into playing it and I get into a game loop toward the end where I'm just like, what am I doing? Like, I'm joining games over and over and over to try to get like one level or to try to get a better item. And at that point, I just like uninstall the game. So I think it's hard as a game designer to figure that out. Like, what are the exact motivations and what am I tapping into here? And then I think the games where they do this intentionally, it's like gacha mechanics, for example, where just roll a million different loot crates or something and the player is going to be excited, but like that's not fun necessarily. Same thing with any sort of like gambling games typically. And taking the target rect into account, like isn't it position centered too? It's actually probably not positioned in the center. Maybe it is, but something here is going wrong. I'm not actually really sure what it is. I think if we have, yeah, if we have this stuff with the zoom taken into account, I wonder if that would help at all. Now everything's being divided by the camera zoom, and then we're printing it out. So that when we do this and zoom out completely, it's the sizes we would expect. Yeah, and this, by the way, this works. But then once we zoom in, so now it thinks the rectangle, oh, I see. It's trying to keep pretty much the same size, but the position changes. But the position should change. And then the dialogue size changes, but in a weird way. Probably because we're zooming it like a weird, yeah, it's going from 1 to 1.5, not 1 to 2. So that's probably actually correct. As you zoom in, oh, this takes up more of the screen though. Oh, I'm so confused. Oh, man. The camera sees less, but this should take up the same ratio. This is like 1/10. And this is not 1/10. This is more than 1/10. What am I talking about? Yeah, I think we need to divide by this twice. And I kind of said this originally. What is the canvas transform? Oh, wait, this item is in. Oh, we could have just done this with both of these then. We have the camera rectangle. We could have multiplied this stuff, size and position, by this as well. Transform 2D. All right, so can we just get the rectangle of this? Is this rect? Get rect. There it is, yeah. All right, so this times get canvas transform. All right, this will at least be in the right size now, or in the right coordinate space. So I don't know what dialogue in camera space or dialogue rect. Oh my god, should have just thought of this earlier. All right, so now we copy this, delete all this stuff, and change this. All right. Yeah, let's try that. There might be one tiny other zoom calculation that needs to be done because we need to take this out of canvas coordinates afterward. Yeah, like that doesn't seem to be working. Also interesting that that happens. I guess the camera can temporarily move outside of this thing, but that we're getting that behavior when I just move by like a pixel or something seems to imply there's a rounding error or something going on. I don't think that should be happening. Maybe let's print that out. Dialogue rect. There we go. Oh man, I thought this might be easy, and it turns out that it is in no way easy. So this thing is moving. I guess we don't want that. Maybe we only want the size from that, because as I zoom in, the size changes. Okay, yeah, maybe that's it. Maybe we just want new rect to global position, which then doesn't take that into account, and dialog rect.size. I am always very bad at doing this. Yeah, it's still going in the wrong direction. It's going left. I think we need to multiply by the camera zoom. But I'm just making things up really, so who knows? Did we get it to work? Did I do it in the wrong direction? All right, I'm gonna try this, and then I think I just need to move on to something else. This is probably just not the best use of my time either. Like, almost got it working here. I think I kind of know what's going on. It's still moving by the wrong amount, which means that something else is not taking the zoom into account. It's probably this. Should be times camera dot zoom. God, even this works. I want to figure out then what get canvas transform is doing, because it's probably only multiplying or dividing by the zoom. Screen DPI doesn't come into this calculation, does it? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, that is much closer, I want to say. Not quite, but it looks like it's moving by the right amount of pixels. No, maybe not. I don't know. All right, I'll need to put some thought in this later, because I'd like to figure this out. Like I said, I don't know what else we're gonna do if we don't get this working, because we need this dialogue to show up in world space, so it's there on top of the guildmaster, and then these tooltips can't go outside of the window, and it's very easy for them to go outside of the window. How do I get that to show again? Yeah, like imagine you have this over here, and you try hovering over this, and now you can't tell what it does. It's like it should just get bumped back on the screen. And it does that for adventurer and player skills. There's no easy way. Well, I guess there is an easy way to show this. No, I can't shrink this anymore. But yeah, this would be put back on the screen. I guess maybe create instance is the best way to show it. Where do we hover over this? Oh, is this broken? Oh, that's broken actually for a different reason. That's broken because I know why I did that. I overwrote the code for clamp to use local position here. Yeah, that's not a problem. I'll eventually have a Boolean that chooses which one of these things to use. But yeah, I'll just have to figure this out. We got to figure out what's going on here. What a shame. All right, well, that's it for the morning stream. I got to go get lunch. It's about 12:30. I'll be back in probably about an hour, and then we'll stream for another few hours. Just keep working on this stuff, new player experience things. Just get done with whatever we can. There's still a lot to do, but it's a good morning stream so far. Hope you all had a good time. I will see you in the afternoon or later in the afternoon. Take care. Bye, everyone.